Hey everybody. This has been a while, hasn't it? Let me just go ahead and close out of Discord and let's get this into full screen. Oh, there we go. Hey guys. First stream in a while, so I thought I'd just take a second to say hi, welcome back. Hope everyone's doing well today. So for today, I'm gonna be kind of doing more of just a chill, get it out of the way kind of stream where I end up just playing Minecraft for a bit. I think Andromeda actually wanted to join me in Minecraft, so let me go ahead and hop into the voice chat with Andromeda. Hey sweetie, I'm on stream now, so just as a heads up, I think he just wanted to be here. So we got Andromeda here with me, but they can't really talk. Although I don't know why, but I think I'm having issues with the. Oh, you know what? It's probably not in this scene. So if I go into like the gaming scene here, yeah, there's Andromeda. Andromeda is just constantly sipping on an energy drink as the mute button. So, so we're gonna go ahead and pop into the game here, and I could show off my server that I set up for Andromeda and I'm gonna be working on some little things here and there. So. Actually, I have an ad coming up, so I might just proc that now, and I'll get prepped on some things. So I'm gonna go ahead and click that. Let's see if this works. Yeah. So for the people who want to know how things are happening, things are happening right now behind the scenes. I essentially have hooked up my Steam Deck as an alternative monitor, and it's controlling all of my Twitch stuff via the interface. Oh, thank you, Andromeda. You subscribed again, cutie. So, the ads will be going on for another 2 minutes, and I just want to kind of give an update on things, like a little personal update. So essentially what's been going on is I got a new job, and I've had a lot going on with that. I've been lifting a lot of boxes, stocking a lot of shelves. So I haven't been able to stream much, but I wanted to get back into the groove of things. You know, a lot of the heavy lifting, the initial heavy lifting has been kind of finished, so now I'm just kind of getting back into the normal groove. I want to stream a lot more. I got a couple of games that I definitely want to do other than just Minecraft. I want to do I want to play some Hyper Light Drifter because it's one of those games that I really love. And just pop into a couple of different types of games and enjoy them with y'all. So other than that, Josh, hey Josh, welcome in. Eighth. But yeah, so that's essentially what's been going on in my life. A lot of crap doing with stocking shelves, and hopefully I'll be a lot more consistent. I'm still gonna try and upload my schedules every week. They might be a little bit quick and lazy, but I'm I'm the 8 around here. Oh. I think I don't know if Josh's subscription has ended or not. The Prime subscription that he had left over. Josh Bay. Just before. So yeah. Today we're just gonna be playing Minecraft, so I'm not gonna say anything or talk about what exactly I'm doing just yet, but you can get a little sneak peek of what's going on here. And then whenever the ads are done, I'll be able to talk a little bit more in detail. 3, 2, 1. Alright, welcome back everyone. The piles of bamboo. Yeah, I noticed. I was like, wait, what? So hey everybody who wasn't subscribed or or didn't have turbo. So essentially what's going on right now is I'm going to be doing Minecraft today. I'm going to be back to normal scheduled stuff starting next week. But I thought today I was just going to relax, kind of show off a little bit of what's going on in the server, give people an idea of what I've been doing in my free time, what little free time I have because of my job at Dollar Tree. But so I'm running a current server with Andromeda. You can see them there on the thing. But essentially I've been running a mod set that has create in it, which are these neat little things that take up space here. So what Andromeda essentially did is oh, why is the chest there? Yeah, it's a mod pack that Andromeda came up with, and then I implement on the server. It has a lot of planting mods, some cooking mods, some furniture mods, and then the big one that I've been really leaning into is create, because it's kind of like, oh, you get to build your own like autonomous stuff like this, and it's not like there's a lot of mods out there that have like, oh, this one block is a furnace or whatever, but in create, in order to get like a furnace, you have to set up like a conveyor belt. Like this is my furnace here, whereas a conveyor belt, it updrafts heat and it will smelt whatever on it. In fact, if I got some raw materials, I'd be able to show you here. Also, elevators fully functioning. This is my stockkeeper. He's a pig. No offense, pig. So he basically takes care of my stock. I talk to him. I say, hey, I want these things, and he gets them from me from the vault that I have in behind here. I don't know if I have any. I have some white dye. I don't have anything that can necessarily be smelted. You know what? Let's grab some logs, and I'll show you what it's like. So he calls it in. Frog provides. And congrats, Bob, on the duel. So in this setup here, I had to go up to here. This is the input, right? I think it's this. I always get these two furnaces mixed up for which one does what. One's going to obliterate it, one's not going to obliterate it. But if we see here, it's going through and it's cooking, and it's cooking, and it's cooking. And it becomes charcoal. So instead of using like coal or whatever, it uses a mixture of wind power, which is this windmill up here on the other side. Actually, let me go. I'll show you. So out here, you can see. Let me go up here. I have a windmill that contributes to this side of the workshop that I have, and that windmill powers not only the furnaces, but it also powers this giant crusher in the back here. So I can put items in here, I'll crush it, and I'll put the output in here. And this is the smoker oven. So if I have food, I can put food in here and I'll cook it like a smoker. And I'll put in the output here. Other than that, that's basic. That's the basic setup. With this, I can actually go to the second floor as well. I have my nice little house here. Got my little birdie in a cage. And my bed. So. And up there is to essentially what's running the elevator. And in order to... I have a little air tank on my back. In order to fill that up, I attach it to that thing there. And it gives me air back into my tank. But yeah, there is one last thing. This is my extended inventory, my backpack. And that is this chain system here, which is what I'm going to be primarily working on today, which is essentially a way to deliver packages over longer distances. But as part of it, because you yourself, a person, are a package, you can go ahead and right-click this, and it will actually carry you along on the conveyor. So yeah, you can just straight up just kind of do, and then you can hop off whenever you want. So that's at 160. But yeah, you can kind of go around, and I have like a shader pack for like dynamic lighting and all that. That's why everything looks so shiny with God rays and junk. But yeah, that's just what I've been working on in free time. Oh hush. if I turn around this way, it'll actually loop me back around to this other side, and I can go back home. Andromeda has also been working on a base, but they've been working more so on like agriculture, growing all the different types of crops, where I've been kind of gremlin moding it and just kind of making a workshop and going underground and just like destroying the underground. So hopefully it's just coming through on a decent frame rate. You want to show me the boat you built on a bit? Cutie. Let's see here. The issue I'm running into right now is that the chain network I have can't be connected with more than one power source, so I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with that. I can use JEI here. So frog. So this here is called the package frog port. This is like a little, this is what these guys here are. So what they'll do is they'll take a package, whether it's from this source or otherwise, and they will essentially grab it if it belongs to them and deliver it. So like, for example, if I were to take my wrench here, right? If I put my wrench in here, it goes up in there. Frog says, okay, I need to put it into the storage. And then if I want to get it back, I can go into here. If I can find my wrench. Where is my wrench? There it is. So I can request my wrench. Pig sends in the request. Frog picks it up. Puts it into the box. Gremlin mode, yeah. But yeah, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to incorporate something like this, but add it to the chain network at the end. So that way I can keep connecting it back and forth between Andromeda's and Minehouse, and we can send each other mail. So like, if you check out up here, I'll show you. I have a mailbox right here. So with a frog port, essentially, it will connect to this chain network up here, and it will essentially send this down into the mailbox, and there's like a little flag that will go up when there's something in it. So the frog port's going to help me get that. Do we have a regular Minecraft bell I can have? No, sweetie, sorry, I don't. There's a couple of villages nearby, though. Can you craft bells? I don't think you can craft them. I think you have to find them, right? Nah, you can't craft them. Okay. You have to find them. Yeah, well, we have like 5 villages nearby. It's not hard. It's just, yeah. Let's see here. So in order to do this, I first need to look up. I might just need 2 frog ports, actually. Because the frog port... actually, the cool thing about the create mod, by the way, for those who are interested in it, whenever you're trying to figure out how to use an item, this is why I love this mod. One of the big reasons I love this mod so much. If you're trying to figure out how to use an item, you can ponder upon it. So when you're in JEI, you can hold down the W button, and it will tell you its exact purpose. And I'll go through by step by step. So here it's talking about you can connect a frog port to a chain, like so, and it has an assigned inventory to it. Whenever a box goes into the inventory, the frog will notice it and will put it onto the chain. If the box has no exit point, it'll sit there rotating forever. But if there's more frog ports added anywhere in the network, it will start moving towards that frog port. So if you see here, it grabs it and it puts it into its inventory, and it will kind of shoot it out. What's great is that frog ports have an interface to whatever inventories are directly beneath them. So this can kind of work with this is what I actually do in my system. You could put on a sign there. I put on my sign, it says storage. So that's how the frog knows how to put it into storage. But here, it'll put a sign on it and say like Peter. And then that frog is meant for Peter, so then it gets sent to Peter and put into the inventory. Super little modding with Minecraft outside of texture packs. I used to play a lot, in the alpha. I'm telling you, Josh, the mod scene has drastically improved. Like, I used to, there was like 5 or 6 different mod packs that I really like subscribed to, like I would use a lot. One of them was something called it was like Redstone Energy. Um, and my model is actually based off of that. So if you see here, my model is essentially a redstone golem. I have like sticky piston arms and normal piston legs and all that. And one offshoot of that was something called Blue Electricity, and that mod eventually died out. I think the developer just stopped working on it. But whenever that happened, I gave myself a little blue electric core here as this kind of like a reminder. It was essentially like your first wiring mod that was ever put into Minecraft, and I really loved it, so I kind of built it into my character a bit. Check chat, Lamau. The messages don't go over menus. Oh, I fixed my windows, by the way. Oh wait, hold on. You have to find them. You can create bells though, which I want a haunted bell. Oh, I fixed my windows, by the way. What's wrong with your windows? Oh, hold on. Can I accessibility narrator? Is this gonna narrate everything?
Narrator narrates chat.
Aha! Honey, type something.
Miss Unfortunate says how the glass is in separate panes.
There we go. Hey, sweetie. You are now Microsoft Steve.
Miss Unfortunate says, oh boy.
Yeah, being #1 game for a long time helps the modding scene. Definitely. And now, so the thing is, Josh, there's not a lot of mods that I actually care about anymore. Like, I used to really care about the Mechanism mod, which was something like this, but a little bit less this. But even that felt like it was cheating at times. Like, it became a little bit, over the top ridiculous. I try and only use mods that I feel like would be like if Mojang were to put out a well, let me turn on the narrator a little bit. Actually, your audio was a little bit on the high side. Voice speech, put it down to like 69. Nice.
Miss Unfortunate says you should see my house soon. The windows look way better.
Why is the audio not going down for that? What's audio setting is that? Players? No. Maybe? Okay.
Miss Unfortunate says testing volume 1, 2, 3.
It did not change at all. I'm going to be upset if it's like a separate volume from everything else and it's just not included. Dang. Whatever. I'll just deal with it. If it gets too loud, guys, let me know.
Miss Unfortunate says rest in peace narrator volume.
But yeah, I try and not use mods that are utterly broken. Like, there are certain things about this mod that even does feel a little broken. Like, for example, hold on, let me show you this. Let me hop over the water here because I don't want to have to trudge through it. But if we go over here and we look at my Steam engine, so if you see this thing, ooh, bones.
Miss Unfortunate says don't mind my broken AHH plant mod.
You can curse, by the way. I have it set for there may be cursing, so.
Miss Unfortunate says I know.
So what's going on here is I essentially have a boiler, a pump, and then a heat source. This is an unlimited heating source because it's just a campfire. It goes up into a steam engine, which then rotates the speed controller and this gearbox. The gearbox goes down and actually runs the pump, and then the rotation is what's keeping this going. What's funny about this is I would say this is utterly broken if it wasn't terrifying. So here's the thing, right? If this boiler gets too hot and there's no water in it, as soon as you crank more water into it, it explodes. And that's actually based off of like actual like issues with steam boilers from way back in like the industrial period, right? If you have a scalding hot boiler and you put cold water into it, it will immediately just explode. So that can technically still happen. But in order for this to work, what I ended up having to do was light up the boiler, and before it gets too hot, I had to put a crank and a gear down, and I had to essentially kickstart it. Like it was some like janky device, just to get it to work. And once it's working, it basically powers itself. But if by any chance whatsoever this chain were to jam up, there's a chance this thing would just explode. So I take the relevant risk as the payoff for this. And this entire device by itself took a lot of work to get to. Like this steam engine here takes a solid block of copper as like the base for it, along with like some gold plating and some other bits. So like it everything's quite expensive, but it pays off, especially if you can understand the game and how it like the mod pack and how it works together.
Miss Unfortunate says, is this a GDQ reference?
Thanks, sweetie. But yeah, I've always wanted to at some point, not right now obviously, but like some point in the future, I want to have some sort of server up, but I have no fiscal reliability right now to have anything like that. Also, I like having this private server with Andromeda. It's been fun. I'm going to go down into the mine real quick. So right now, what the goal is in the long term is we want to go ahead...
Miss Unfortunate says this has been my fave server to be on.
Yeah. So the goal in the long term... By the way, the reason I'm... Let me take this off. So the... I completely forgot. I completely blue screened on that one. My brain just completely kaputskied. I remember now. The long term. Oh my, Enderman everywhere. Why'd you take off your armor, sweetie? Hi.
Miss Unfortunate says because I look cute.
Got it. So you did it for the camera. Got it. Ow! So right now we're using the nether in order to kind of get to and from each other's houses. I spent a solid night kind of burrowing out this area. I set up a tunnel way. I made it look nice because obviously the aesthetics do count here. And so essentially, instead of having to run like hundreds of blocks across from each other, I set up this neat little tunnel.
Miss Unfortunate says I'm stealing a bell from your nearby village.
That's fine, sweetie. I don't care about it. I didn't even know it existed until you said something. But yeah, it's a lot shorter of a jaunt. Like if I were to run straight from my place to Andromeda's place in the overworld, it would literally take like 2.5 minutes. It's rough. So we bridge the gap in the nether. And so this is Andromeda's base here. They have their own way of getting around. They implemented the traditional, like, water lift system. It doesn't work when I wear boots, so I gotta take these off. But essentially, you can go like this. This is base Minecraft, by the way. You can actually create this kind of elevator in base Minecraft. We'll go like this. Ooh, I'm getting chunky frames right now because I'm loading the area. But yeah. So this is how Andromeda and I have been getting back and forth so far. But
Miss Unfortunate says I used the kelp method. Very easy.
Yeah, so essentially with the kelp method, what you do is you put one water going all the way down, and then you have a kelp at the bottom, and you grow the kelp upwards, and it will turn all the water blocks the kelp goes through into a solid, proper water block, like a water source block, which makes this a lot easier. Instead of using this method, I wanted to go strictly with like elevators and junk, just because it kind of adds an aesthetic to it as well and makes it really fun to play with. So But yeah, the long-term goal, I keep getting off topic, is to as part of Create, there's actually trains. So let me go ahead and do train. So if we look here, I can actually look at train controls, and we can see a Create train here. So yeah, you can set up a very tiny like driving train here, like the head of the train. And you can use controls to go ahead and set everything up. I'm trying to see, is there train signals? So we can actually look at, oh my goodness. Train station. So you can basically select an area that you want your train station to be. Train will go to that go to that waypoint essentially. Let me go back here.
Miss Unfortunate says, oh. What if we had your train station across the river from you?
That's fine. I can use the chain network to get over there. But essentially it's showing here the kind of setup you can have. As part of Create, you get something called Super Glue, which can actually glue things together and turn it into a single entity. And as part of that, you can still have access to the inventories there. So what it's saying here is you can have a conductor train, like a train car, and then the actual secondary car here, or you can have optional seating, that sort of stuff. And essentially, you can have something pilot the train. It can be a person or a bird or a pig, and it will automatically go to the train station. But you can also pilot the train yourself and go along its route. So there's multiple ways to handle it. But essentially, what Andromeda and I want to do is we want to create like a train that goes on a schedule, and we'll go, so stations of scheduling. We want to create a train that can go on a schedule with like a parrot being our train conductor, and have it go from stop to stop. And that way, instead of taking this
Miss
long
Unfortunate says, speaking of parrots, I just tamed one, LOL.
Nice. So yeah, basically we want to set up some sort of train network to run along our houses and a couple of different villages that are nearby in order to really send it home that, you know, we're using a lot of this mod, and it also saves stamina. It might not be the fastest thing in the world, but, you know, the aesthetic is peak, so I'm here for it. But before we even get that
Miss
done...
Unfortunate says plus a scenic train.
Right, plus a scenic train. But even before all of that, we want to get at least some sort of mail network set up for like sending items to each other instead of having to run all the way from place to place. So what I'm going to be working on right now is purely just getting a mail network up and running, which is going to use those frog ports. So it's actually raining right now. Where is...
Miss Unfortunate says, north of my home is a few beautiful views, so I want a pretty train ride to those areas eventually.
Well, we need to come up with the prototype first, so... Hey, sweetie. Let me show you what's going on the far end. Hopefully I don't get shot by a skeleton as they clamber towards trees. Hi. Hey, buddy. What you doing? Oh, dang. Okay, I'm out of arrows. Let me bonk this guy with my bow. There you go. Catch on fire, nerd. You can't see me. Good, it's dead. Awesome. Anyways, that little thing aside, let me take you to the front of the network that I have right now. So essentially that singular steam engine that's running everything will last for a few of these hubs going at this speed, which is actually quite a nice speed. Originally when I did it, we did it off of a windmill, and it was slow as heck. So by using the steam engine method, we were able to get a lot faster time. But so this is where we are right now. I have the same thing set up here, But as soon as I connected this chain conveyor to this chain conveyor, it exploded. Like, it was not fun. I hope your train is more on time than ones in my city, in the city. I hope so too. Although it's a bird, I don't know how good birds are at timekeeping, but I mean, so right now, we already have the first hub set up for this. It's the
Miss
second
Unfortunate says delivery.
delivery. Hey, sweetie, what'd you give me? Oh, I went into this inventory. A nougat? Like, did you just give me like a payday bar?
Miss Unfortunate says get nougated.
Nerd. Well, I just realized I have my Steam Deck as my third monitor, and I didn't have the audio off, so. But yeah, so what's probably gonna end up happening here as we solve the Frogport system is what I'll probably do is I'll connect a Frogport here that will grab the package. I'm gonna run a conveyor over to here, and I'm gonna have another Frogport put it onto the next chain, and that will fix the issue hopefully long term. And then so whatever happens is I need to count how many stations I've got here. So let's do 1, 2, 3. I need to count how many stations there are, so I can figure out how many can run on a single engine. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 9. 10. So it looks like this station can host 10. The steam engine station can host 10 rails. So that's a pretty decent amount for just one steam engine setup. If I were to look at so you can see me here on the map kind of moving around. This is Zero's map mod. This thing is absolutely great. Let me hop off here. So just for perspective of how far of a travel this is going to be, and thanks for the sippy. So just for an instance of how far this package is going to be traveling, here is my workshop. Here's who I am now. This is one set of stations, like one station. I need to go up to there. So this is going to be one heck of a long system to go through. Andromeda has kindly plotted out all of the points where I need to put a chain station at. So if you see here, we have some wood blocks here. Each one of those is where one of these stations is going to end up. In fact, I think they changed out they made it dark oak, which looks nicer. But so essentially, first part is getting the 10 stations up, like the 10 chain hubs up, hooked up to a steam station. Second part, which is what I'm going to be working on next, is getting it connected to this. And then essentially rinse, repeat, creating the chain stations, getting all the chains up and running, and just running this network all the way. So one of the things we have here is the force loadable claims, which is basically you can create a territory and it's force loadable. So as part of this, we may need to force load to make sure that the package keeps moving along the network. But that still doesn't take up a lot of memory overall for just one block wide going along this entire thing. But let's see here. If this is 1, we're looking at maybe 2, 3, 4, 5-ish, maybe 6 iterations of this before I'm done. So let's go ahead and get some resources. I'm going to go back to base and go grab some resources. I'm going to take a sip while I'm on this because there's not much else to do. And essentially, it feels like it's going slow sometimes, doesn't it? Like it feels like I'm slowing down a bit. Also, this is a 3D model of me on the chain. Doesn't this look absolutely adorable? Like I got the little steampunk backpack on for like the air pump, and I got the chain and I'm dangling. It's fun. But yeah, essentially, I'm gonna need 2 frog ports. I'm gonna need some conveyors, which is just a couple of struts and a belt. I need to figure out what else I need. I could make the system go a little bit slower and hijack into the second steam engine's power in order to power the conveyor. That might make things a little bit easier on me because I don't have to worry about a third power source and all this. But it would also slow it down by a tick, which would be rough. I don't think the frog ports require any energy though. No, I think they just kind of work on their own. So that's good at least. Go ahead. Frog. Also, I just love how look how adorable they look. Don't they just, they look like absolute beans, and I love that. Okay, so I need an item vault, andesite alloy, and a slime ball. And for an item vault, I just need 2 iron sheets and a wooden barrel. So I have what I need to make a wooden barrel right now. So I'm going to go ahead and make one of those. Actually, I don't even have to break these apart. I have these up here. Thanks. So I'll go ahead and create a barrel real quick. I'm going to grab some iron ingots out of here. And I'm going to show you, so this is another part about this mod that I like a lot. And that's the, like how everything takes up space. There's a reason for everything to take up space. So like this system here, this is a mechanical press. It presses things from one shape into another shape. So if I take these 2 iron nuggets and I put them into this hopper, you'll see the mechanical press goes down and turns it into an iron sheet. And then it will move off into the box. So it builds on itself a lot. Oh hey, look at all that cardboard. So I'll grab this and grab the iron sheets here. Oh, let me Control O. My thing does not want to turn. There we go. Cool. So if I press Control O, I can actually turn off JEI. It makes it a little easier to click these things. So I can go like that. I can grab that. I now have a vault. Item vault. So if you're wondering what the item vault is, it's essentially this. So an item vault it starts off as a singular block like this. But when you make it a 3x3, it makes it larger. And it essentially holds like a little bit more than a chest's value of materials. So what you can do is up to a certain length. I think it's 3 times the width is the length that the vault can be. So because this is a 3x3, that means it can be 9 long. So right now I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I could probably put on an additional 3 to get even more space. But item vaults are also used in this mod specifically for holding items. So the frog port will bring it in. It has the item vault as its inventory, and then it has the ability to push it out. In order to complete this recipe, we would need a slime ball. I'll go ahead and grab a slime ball. And then an alloy, which is specific to this mod called andesite alloy. So this alloy here is very interesting because it actually makes use of an item that is very unused in base Minecraft. Same with like how copper is very much used in this mod. So if I were to go ahead and show you guys, if you take 2 andesite like this, you take 2 iron nuggets, it will make 1 andesite alloy. And these andesite alloys are used for a majority of the crafting ingredients for the Create mod. And it really makes use of what normally would just be sitting around in the box. Like, oh, what do you use andesite for? Oh, it looks nice. I mean, that's fine, but I want to have actual application for it. So, like, here we go. I got 1 frog port. I need to make a second one for the second frog port. So I'll go ahead and ask my pig for some more iron. And we'll go ahead and keep plugging away at this. Let's see if I can't squeeze my butt around here and put it in there. We can actually get a very close-up look here of what's going on.
Miss Unfortunate says red, green, or cyan train conductor.
Oh, cyan, 100%. Either cyan or green. Green might actually be nice, though. I'm going to go ahead and craft another barrel here.
Miss Unfortunate says okay, I have a green one available.
Awesome. And we'll go ahead and we'll build out the second frog port. Because the frog... So one of the things I didn't know is I didn't realize fully that the frog port had its own inventory for holding these things. So now that I know for a fact that Frogport has its own inventory, we can actually, that's tricky. So I wonder, my problem here is going one way, it would use 2 frog ports in a conveyor belt. So basically what you do is you'd hook up the frog ports to a conveyor, and it would essentially, one frog would pick it up, it would go along the conveyor, and then the second frog would put it out. But that would only work in one direction. So we might actually need 4 frog ports for this. And I forget what they're called. So there's an item in this mod pack that takes it uses a cog as this recipe. So hold on, look up. By the way, JEI is so great because I can type in create.
Miss Unfortunate says, would we need to name the frog ports?
Yeah, so that's another part of the issue, is we'd have to name that stuff as well. So if I go here, create. So whenever I type in @create with JEI, it will only pull up things from the create mod. And so I can go like cog like this, and you'll see it'll go into the create mod and it'll find the cog wheel. So if I go here, we have a gearbox. It wasn't a gearbox.
Miss Unfortunate says name all my frog ports either Endro or Sunshine.
Oh no, it has to be, yeah, it has to be whatever your mailbox is called, sweetie. So whatever your thing. Okay, it's called a gear shift. So the thing about this gear shift here,
Miss Unfortunate says I'll rename my mailbox LMAO.
It sounds good. So with a gear shift, what it essentially does is it reverses the input rotation. So if we see here at the beginning when they're putting it down, it goes on the same rotation. You apply a redstone signal, which could just be a lever on the back of it. It will reverse rotation. So whenever we're going ahead and creating the system, if I need to create 2 more frog ports and a conveyor belt, I can have that gear shift in between it. Let's see here, I think it was, yeah. Gear shift in between it, flip it on, and what it essentially will do is it'll just rotate the belt the other way, the other belt the other way, and it will solve the issue of having 2 parallel belts. So for that, I need an andesite casing, a cog wheel, and a redstone dust. So what we'll do is we'll grab some redstone dust here. And I will show you how to make andesite casing, because it's actually kind of interesting its own way. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab a couple logs. I have andesite alloy, so I'm not going to worry about that. Do I have an axe in here by any chance? I do. Give me that too. So in this mod pack, the create mod pack, there is a couple ways you can create andesite casings. So the basic way, if you don't want to have to set up any machinery, is to go up to it and strip each of the logs. Oh my, I'm stripping logs. And then what you do is you right click on it with an andesite alloy, and that creates the andesite casing. Now, one thing you can get in this mod pack is essentially a sawmill, and a sawmill will strip it for you so you don't have to waste your axe's durability. So essentially, attached to any one of these belt networks that I have got going on, I could set up a sawmill, it would automatically feed in and take care of it, and I can strip my logs that way. So there's a couple of different ways you can kind of handle it. But for me, I'm just lazy most of the time, so I'm just like, yes, It's okay. So this ingredient here is for cogwheel. It's just a shaft and oak planks. It creates a cogwheel. I can take that, the andesite casing that I had just created, and add a redstone dust. And now I have a gear shift. Awesome. So to complete this, I would need 3 more frog ports. I have 1 vault here, but I need 2 more vaults, which means I need 4 more iron. I need to create a couple more barrels. So I'll go ahead and start working on that. I don't have this. Oh no, I have to be of the same wood type. Yikes. That's jungle planks. That's also jungle planks. Oh, I got enough for jungle. But then I think we'll have conflicts with the... you know what? Let's try this. Let's make a cherry barrel. A cheryl? Cheryl? Anyways, we'll grab this and go like that. Grab some planks. Oh no, it just creates a basic barrel. Doesn't matter what wood it's made out of. Grab these and we'll go ahead and process them. And we'll have the basis for 4 frog ports. And we'll see how things turn out. I might seem like I'm very knowledgeable about this, but like a lot of this is just plain like experimental. Like I'm learning at the same point that everyone else is, because like I've played this mod before, but the last time I played this mod was like years ago, and it was very basic back then. I was like, I love this mod. I wish it had more. I put down Minecraft for a couple of years, came back, and Andromeda was like, do you want any mod packs for this server? Do you want any mods for this mod pack for the server that you're gonna host? And I go, you know, I like to create. We should add create again. Oh lordy, it's different. They added so many new things. Did it only? Oh, because I already have 1 frog port. Okay. Do I have enough slime balls? Ooh, that might be an issue. If I don't have enough slime balls, I might need to show y'all how I make slime balls, and it is hilarious. I do not have enough slime balls. Okay, so we need to make slime balls, which is going to be fun. Do I have any wheat flour still? Let me go up to the search here. Wheat flour. I have 1 wheat flour, but I have some wheat. Okay. So I'm going to grab this wheat. And you're probably wondering, what does wheat have to do with slime balls? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this wheat. I'm going to put it into here. It's going to get processed by this mill. And you see down here I have wheat flour.
Miss Unfortunate says LMK if you need more wheat.
Oh, yes, please. More wheat would be great. Also, why is this box? Oh, because I think Andromeda put their chest on here. Their backpack on here. And then they didn't put it back when they were done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some wheat flour into here. It's going to mix it up.
Miss Unfortunate says I did in fact put my backpack on the mixer.
So that's going to make wheat dough. And it's like, oh, okay, well, wheat dough, what does that do? Well, if I go into my recipe here, slime ball, right? If I go into the recipes, if I mix lime dye with dough, I get a slime ball. And then lime dye is just white dye and green dye. So I can go ahead and grab all of these. I believe I still have some green dye in head. If not, I'll just have to pick it up from outside. I think I actually have some lime dye though. I do have some lime dye. But I want to make a lot more than a couple of slime balls. So green. I do have green dye. Good. I'll go ahead and grab that. I have white dye that I processed because of all the bones. So I'll go ahead and grab some white dye. And we'll make up a batch of lime dye. Boom. Look at all that lime dye. Delicious. Now we're going to go ahead and mix that with the dough. And we have slime balls. Perfect. Now we have all the things that we need in order to make these frog ports. There we go. And now we just need a couple of belts, which I think I have some belts left over in here. I do have some belts. Awesome. So I've been mulling over this, and I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and just jack some of the power from the chain engine, in order to run this thing, because I just don't want to have to deal with this long term. I have plenty of andesite alloy, so I don't have to worry about creating extra shafts or anything. Let me go ahead and pop back over to the relay. Also, I'll deal with that later. For now, I just want to get the frog port set up, done. Actually, shoot, hold on. I need some funnels. Fun. Can't spell funnel without fun. And say funnel. It requires kelp and a sweat alloy. We gotta go back. I need to grab some funnels, because funnels are essentially, if you've played traditional Minecraft, there's hoppers in the game. Funnels are essentially hoppers, just a little bit more on crack. So they can be used, I use them right here, so, oh, sorry. Andesite funnels, like this is it right here. Whenever an item is fed into it, it will put it into the inventory it's attached to. If the belt's going the other way, and it's, you know, it pulls out from the funnel, it'll grab the item from in there and put it into the belt. You can use it for it to shoot down. You can use chutes to go down. So here's a chute. It will take it from there and put it down to there. And then if you put a fan beneath it, which is this encased fan, and you put it underneath the chute, it will go up. So
Miss Unfortunate says, how high is your backpack upgraded?
I'm at gold, sweetie. So essentially you can use chutes and funnels to be a hopper, but just
Miss
more...
Unfortunate says, want 8 diamonds to upgrade it?
No, baby, I got enough diamonds if I want to. I have 75 diamonds, actually. But for this, we need just a couple of funnels, so I need to look. I have some kelp
Miss
stacks.
Unfortunate says, okay.
Kelp. No, I only have kelp stacks, so I'm going to go ahead and just grab a kelp stack. And I'll make a couple of funnels. And that will cover the rest of our costs, and we can try and hook everything together. So I need 4 funnels. I have 3 here. I have 75 diamonds. Most of them are from Andromeda. So don't think that, you know, I got these, you know, by... I got I think about like 10 from mining. Just derping around, digging up terrain. But a lot of them came from Andromeda. Normally it's some sort of trade. So like, because I'm really good at the create mod, Andromeda kind of, what's it called? Employed me to set up some of the automation at their place. And as a result, they gave me some diamonds for some of that. And some of it was just because they love me, but like...
Miss Unfortunate says, I've been playing on the server more. Hyperfixation is a beast.
Yeah, hyperfixation is definitely a beast. So we'll go ahead and drop here. I'll need to dial down my... So here I have the rotational speed controller. If I hold it down, it pulls out this little widget. And I'm going to go down... I'm going to knock it down to 140. It's going to slow down its rotation, but allow for more torsion, essentially. So how this... Okay, let me explain this. This engine is currently putting out 2048 stress units, right? The slower a gear moves, or a slower a system moves, the more stress each individual item can take before it seizes up. The faster it moves, the less stress it can take, but the faster it makes the object move. So in this case, it's set to 160 because these chains don't require a lot of stress overhead. So if you see here, it says 160 SU. And so each one of these adds 160 SU to the total 2048 in order to make it to a point where it can run. It can technically go a little bit faster than 160, but 160 it was negligible after a point, so it didn't really matter. I literally only play RimWorld while hyperfixating. What is RimWorld, Josh? I don't think I've actually played that game. I think you've explained it to me before, but head empty, no thoughts. But essentially, when it moves faster like this, it has a higher propensity to break. So what I might end up needing to do. Oh, Incredible Colony Builder. Oh, is that the one where you ended up having, like, I think you talked about this at one point. You had like a colony set up that was like completely unethical or something. Like it was just absolutely unhinged. I might need to create a couple of gear shifts, so I'm gonna go ahead and create some gear shifts real quick. Not gear shifts, gearboxes. Oh, I got a gearbox right there. All my colonies. Okay, so this is sketchy here. When I talk about how things are sketchy with this setup, this is going to be a sketchy part. I'm going to be pucker factoring this entire thing. Oh god. Okay. Oh no. Oh no 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 no. Cogwheel. Hand crank. I need to get this working again. Yeah. Okay. Too much stress? No! Oh no. Okay, take you off of there. Okay. Sir! Sir! It is daytime. Okay, so this is why I was freaking out. As soon as anything goes wrong with this or anything changes, it will absolutely kaputski any of this. If I had waited much longer, that thing would have exploded when I put water back into it. Okay. But with more iterations, you know, obviously I won't have to worry so much about that failing because I'll have everything set up ahead of time. But now with this, hopefully, I won't have to worry too much more about this. Let me go ahead. I'm going to create more shafts. Which then mixed with wood will also give me cogwheels. Mix that in a plus formation with an andesite casing, and we get a gearbox. Ta-da! And so from this, we need to go outward like so. That's a cog. And we'll grab some shafts. There we go, and that's connected. We can... I swore I heard something. I can go like this. I'll create the gear shift right here. We need a... I need a singular cobblestone. Okay, what... Which stone is the chosen one?
Miss Unfortunate says my boat is done. Yay.
Nice! Good job, sweetie. Go ahead and grab this. One of those to make a lever. Oh, Lord. I love JEI, but I hate JEI at the same time. It gets in the way so much. I'm going to go like this. That's going to reverse it. So now if we see here, that's going towards and that's going back. Did I just get a garlic? That's wild. Let's go ahead and grab this grab shaft. I swear I'm an adult.
Miss Unfortunate says to be fair we have JEI and ME, which has mod integrations for JEI.
Yeah, but JEI is the one that has the actual search. And the JEI search is the issue that I have.
Miss Unfortunate says fair.
But so now we have this. This is essentially, well, oh, I didn't need a gear shift. I totally forgot it counter rotates on the other side of the gearbox. Huh. The more you know. This is what I'm talking about. Like, a lot of this stuff I'm still learning as we go. So these are absolutely new findings for me half the time as well. So, but that makes me happy. That actually saves a lot of time and resource. We'll go out to about here. We just need a log. Couple of logs. Go like this. I'll fix this with the wrench. Sir. Thank you. And I don't know if that might be too far for a belt to go, but we'll check. It is not. Awesome. So now we can go like this, and because they have a point of access here, voila. Look at that. Then we can attach some frog ports. Put one right here. And here. Did they look at me when they're... Oh, no, hold on. I need to attach them, so... you can rename them later, so I'm not going to worry about it just yet. But I can go like that and go like that. So cool. So I have those two set up there. And then I can go like that and get on the belt. Thank you. And right there. And then we need the andesite funnels, which are up here. Yeah. So essentially what we're doing is we're connecting these via frogs. And this should technically work now. Oh, by the way, this is one of my favorite things about this mod, right? So you have all these shafts just kind of sitting out here, but like realistically, if these are all out here, they could be in danger of stuff, or maybe you don't want them to be everywhere. You can use an andesite casing and generate a free casing around it. No, it didn't actually get rid of my casing. It's purely an aesthetic thing. It does nothing to the functionality. So instead of charging you a butt ton of andesite to keep everything encased, you can just right click it with the encasement and it will encase it for you. So I'm just going to do that because that looks a little bit better. And yeah, so we got essentially the first frog port set up. And from here, we just need to keep going with creating these chain conveyors everywhere. I'm not 100% sure this is going to work as intended yet. I could, I'm going to name these frogs. I believe this one I'm going to put a Yeti. Oh, not your. Sorry, my keyboard's actually in front of my microphone because I don't have a proper mic set up. And I'm going to put this one as Sunshine. Andromeda, do you want me to put a Sunshine or Andro or Andromeda? What do you want?
Miss Unfortunate says Sunshine.
Sunshine? You got it. So that says Sunshine there. And then this will be Sunshine.
Miss Unfortunate says, and you'll be Sunflower.
Really? Okay, sweetie. Sunshine. Sunshine and Sunflower are nicknames for each other. So let me go ahead and Sunflower this.
Miss Unfortunate says, let me be cheesy.
No, not the cheese. Send and receive packages are only sent. So this one from here is send and receive. This one should only be send. Okay. So send and receive Sunflower. So, okay. Sunshine. So this should be send and receive. And this should be only send. And I'll do it as Sunflower. It's so sappy. Anyways, okay. So potentially speaking right now, if I were to go ahead and create a package and name it Sunshine, I should be able to. Oh, I need to set up a frog port on top of my mailbox. Actually, yeah, let's experiment with that real quick. Let me hop on the chain. Also, one of the things I love but I also hate about this is that in order to essentially go on the rail, I have to have my wrench out. So if I wanted to say have an in-flight meal, I'll eat a nougat. It it makes me drop off the thing because you actually have to. Ooh, hey, nice achievos. I essentially have to be like I have to have my wrench out in order to actually use the rail network, which fair, but grumble. I want to eat a piece of bread or something while I'm on my in flight. So yeah, drop in the water here. Let me create one more frog port and I'll put it on top of that and see if that works. I might need a post office. I might actually need to set up like a little send out thing for Andromeda because I don't know how. Can you name your thing? That's something I really don't know. But I do need a frog port there regardless to pick up things. I might need a little post office thing. So let me go ahead and I'll grab 4 ingots for this. Let me grab a bunch of oak. Oh, these are jungle planks. Let me grab a bunch of jungle planks. Just so I have a consistent wood to work with. I should be able to use cherry planks on here and just have the rest jungle planks. Yeah. 2. Need to flatten them out, and then I need the slime balls, which I have. Awesome possum. Oh, I don't think I got to explain this at any point, but I have a mod which is called the Sophisticated Backpacks, which are essentially, you can't see it here, but I have a backpack on, it's gold standard backpack, and it has upgrades in it. So I won't play music during the stream, except for this demonstration, just because I don't want to cause any audio crossover. But I have a jukebox built in my backpack that I can play music. And yes, that is a pancake. But so I can play music on this jukebox while I'm walking around, and it follows me around. This is also how I've been crafting at this point, because I have a crafting upgrade built in my backpack, which essentially gives me a crafting bench in my backpack, which is nice. I also have an auto pickup upgrade, which means anything that I pick up off the ground goes into the backpack first. And then when the backpack is filled, it overflows into my inventory, unless I add a filter. So if I go in here, I have like my lantern, some arrows, and my sleeping bag all filtered out, so it won't cause an issue.
Miss Unfortunate says, do you want a crab?
Chat, I think Andromeda's asking if I want crabs. Do you have like a little aquarium for it or something, or is it just kind of just
Miss Unfortunate says he comes in a bucket.
He comes in buckets. Okay. Let's see here. Will it despawn if I take it out of the bucket?
Miss Unfortunate says shouldn't.
Shouldn't? That sounds like a lot of responsibility that I don't want to deal with right now. Maybe later?
Miss Unfortunate says okay.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab these. Grab a couple of frog ports. Right? So I can go ahead and I need to make a packager. Come on, JEI. How do I make a packager? I need, so there's repackager and there's a packager. So let me wonder about packagers. So packagers can be attached to any inventory. It can be toggled on to create packages. Given redstone power, it will pack the items from an inventory into the package, which then can be attached to any output to be transported, and will automatically be brought into any input that are also package managers. The outside of the package will be destroyed, and the contents will be put into the new package. If an inventory is full, it'll ignore the input and keep moving. Now, I believe this part is a part that I care about. You can put a sign on any packager, and when a sign is put on the packager and is activated, it will automatically assign that name to the package. So that says go to the warehouse. So in order to do this, what I'm going to need to do is create an inventory, so maybe a chest. Put the packager on top of the inventory. Oh, that's cool. Put a packager on top of the inventory, and then put a frog on top of the packager, creating a 3-block stack. And I'll need to put that next to my mailbox, like right here. And by putting all 3 together, it will, and activating the source, it will create the package. The frog will pick it up, put it onto the chain, and then send it out. And the packager, actually, I don't think. No, I do. I don't need to put the frog's name in. I just need to make sure it's send only. So what I'll probably do is, in order to make this easier on myself, I'll go ahead and make an extra barrel. And we can put that barrel underneath the packager, and then put the frog on top of that and set it to send only. So what do I need for the packager? I need a stack of cardboard, a block of cardboard. I need 4 iron ingots and 2 redstone. So do I have a lot of iron? I have a lot of iron sheets. Oh, I have iron sheets. I don't actually need to be stamping any more iron. I didn't realize I had these in my inventory. So I need redstone in particular. So I'm just gonna grab a stack of redstone and just have it in my inventory. Grab these. Go yoink. JEI, you've overstayed your welcome. So, iron. I need a stack of cardboard. So, this is the fun thing about working with Andromeda. Andromeda loves cardboard. They love all the different things you can make out of it. It's just a great item. You can use it to replace leather in item frames as well, which is nice. So go ahead and we'll put a plus of iron around a cardboard stack. We'll grab, there's some there, doot. That creates a packager. I forget, can you create a sign out of card? I think you can create a sign out of cardboard. Hold on. Let me grab some more cardboard.
Miss Unfortunate says I'ma dress up to go see you.
You're gonna dress up to see me? Cutie. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a stick and some of the cardboard. I think it's no. Let me activate JEI again. I need to set it to a quicker hotkey, like forward button on my mouse. Sign. So we go to oak sign. We got a cardboard. That might be better. Card. Board. So you can make it item frame, name tag. I might not be able to do it. No, I can't create it. I need to actually use wood for a sign. So that's fine. Go ahead like this. And we'll go do. Get a jungle sign. Is it nighttime? It is nighttime. I'm gonna go ahead and make it not nighttime. And we'll go ahead and set up the output. And we'll use something as our test package. I don't know if every time you need to send a package, if you need cardboard, or if it's just in the creation of the packager itself using a block of cardboard. But we'll see. I don't think it requires any cardboard. Okay. And then frog port on top. No target selected. Oh, dang it. Hold on. Oh, another thing is with anything in Create, if you use a wrench, like shift and a wrench, it will automatically pick up whatever item. So I'm going to go ahead and assign that. There we go. Can connect. Awesome. So what I can do here is I can do sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. So I got sunshine on there. Now, if I have this correct, I can go ahead and put seeds in here. I need a single cobblestone. Okay. We get a single cobblestone. Do I not have any more cobblestone? I have cobble deep slate. Good enough. Grab a couple cobble deep slate. I believe I can use this with a stick to still make a lever. I really hope so. I cannot, but you know what? I got a lever here, apparently, so we're just going to use this. So I'm going to go ahead and attach a lever to the front of this. Set the frog to send only. So if I go like this, and off it goes, which is going really fast. Holy cow. Look at that boy go. Holy crap. Noom. So we're going to follow this package and see if it actually picks up on the Frogport conveyor system that we created. And if it does, that part is complete. So we'll see. Does it pick up? Oh. Yeah, there's a package. And I need to see if it goes on here. And there we go. And look at it spin. Look at it go. And the fact that it's not coming back is perfect, actually. So yeah, the system works.
Miss Unfortunate says, which oven do I cook kelp on?
You cook kelp in the right oven. The left oven is for smelting. The right oven is for smoking. And cooked kelp, like dried kelp, is a smoke, not a burn. So yeah, that's just gonna kind of live there ad infinitum until I get the next part of the chain.
Miss Unfortunate says, okay, cool.
But yeah, awesome. Proof of concept complete. It totally works. And now we have a way to connect all the package networks together, which is good. And looking back at the, if I go back to the Frogport, right? If I go here, we'll watch a little in-flight movie. Hopefully it keeps us going this direction. Yeah. So if I look at the packager here, right? Go to part 2. I think it was about here. So you can set package filters based on the address. So this is actually really fun because if it didn't have the right one for like warehouse or factory, then it won't go to that correct area. Oh, I didn't know you can use a saw for that. That's nice. But yeah, you can actually set up like filtering networks. So potentially if we were to take this server and make it go online, we could actually set up like a post office and it will actually reroute to different areas depending. And Andromeda's making more cardboard. No, you're making wheat? Wait, no, one wheat flour is mine. Never mind. Yeah, so this is how the system works. It's actually kind of fun. So it takes the pulp, puts it up into the chute, goes up, and I have some traditional hoppers that go over and put it into the barrel, which then goes down this chute into the presser. So that's how all the cardboard's being created. And it's a little automated system, so whenever Andromeda needs to use it to make cardboard, they can just put whatever inventory they want onto the hopper, and it just auto-creates it. And it requires both plant matter and water and a mechanical mixer, which it's out of plant matter now. But over here, I have a little valve that leads to a pipe. If I go outside, If I go over here, there's my cactus farm, by the way, for all the lime dye I would need. I have a pump outside here that pulls up the water from this infinite water source. Ooh, hold on, I gotta sneeze. Oh, it didn't happen. Oh, that's the worst feeling. Ah. So I have a pump that grabs the water from the water source, puts it into there, and that's how it feeds this. And I also have a split off here as part of the pump, and this actually generates. So what it does is it has a fan here and a bamboo, and it sprinkles water on it to slightly expedite it. I don't think it actually works on a bamboo properly. But whenever the bamboo grows, it gets cut by this mechanical saw here, then blows it over into a hopper and puts it into this chest or barrel. So I can go ahead and take this bamboo, put it into the mixer, and get more cardboard. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. It's not 100% automated yet. I'm just going to put these in here because it's going to automatically filter out. There we go. But overall, the system is definitely improved a bit. Than just doing it all by hand. Oh, I think Andromeda is off doing something. Let's see here. But now that we have that set up, we need to create more. Let's see, how many girders do I have? I got plenty of girders. I have a decent amount of chain. I could probably use more chain. But I think the big thing I need is the chain hub. Chain. Not called. No, that's called. That's chain conveyor. So essentially, you get one large cogwheel and 4 andesite casings, and it makes a conveyor. And that's what these chains attach to. So we can go ahead and go in here. I have like. I have 6 struts. So to make a large cogwheel, you just take a girder and wood to make a cog, like a normal cogwheel. You put another wood next to it and it makes a large cogwheel. Simple as simple. So now what I need to do is I need to make more andesite casings because I'm lazy and I don't want to set up a machine for this. I'll go ahead and grab this and go tick tick. Grab some andesite alloy. Okay, it's in here. And I can casings, pick it up. We can take the cogwheel and the 4 casings, and we can make a chain conveyor. Voila. Where? Okay, so here. I'll go ahead and put that into my hotbar, and we'll head back out. And I can go ahead and load this up. I'll show you what it looks like to connect the chains between the conveyors. It's actually kind of cool. It's not just like, oh, it can't work or oh, it can work. It actually shows like the lines of the chains and it makes it red or green depending on whether or not it can connect from that distance and angle. So that'll be a little neat thing to kind of go through and show you all. And then from there, it's just kind of plugging away, just doing my thing. So let me pop down here. We still got this package going at Mach 5. Oh! Why did I make an extra frog port? Oh, I guess for receiving. Yeah, it's true. I need to get the chains in here. I need the girders in here. Okay. So what I am doing for my girders and my setup for the chain oh my god, I'm falling. This water's deeper than I thought it was. I'm wearing copper boots, which weigh me down, but I have an air tank, so I don't have to worry about breathing for a little bit. I wasn't expecting to go that far down, though. That was... So I can go like that. And I can grab the chain here. And so what it did is it said, okay, well, this is the first conveyor point, was the second conveyor point. So I clicked on that. It's highlighted. I can go back to here. It says it can connect. It even tells me how many chains it's going to use. And voila. Although it still doesn't know where to go, so it's just going to be sitting there in circles. But yeah. And so now that I have one set up, I don't have a lot of chain left, but I have iron. I have iron as blocks in here. So let me go ahead use some of my ingots. So it takes 1 ingot to make 1 chain. So if you're wondering about like the amount of resource cost that this is, it's pretty high, because like you have to make a lot of chain to get this entire thing done. It is dark, and I do not want to be killed by mobs, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn it to daytime, and we'll keep moving. Okay, so wait, where am I? There I am. Let's cross this river. I'm gonna be sinking. Got that sinking feeling. I can take the boots off, but I'm lazy. Besides, it's fun to billy goat around in the water. Oh, server, you okay, buddy? Okay. Well, I'm on this. What? I got turned around. Okay, what's going on? Sorry, Andromeda's sending me memes on my watch. Let's see here. Okay, I can go 1, 2, chain conveyor. Click. Go across the river, through the woods. Blah 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 blah. And get myself connected like that. See? Now I can technically cross this, so I don't have to worry about that ever again. Oh yeah. Some of these blocks are definitely closer than 32 blocks. It's not a bad thing. I just need to make more. Conveyors. So I'll go ahead and start plugging away at that. I have some spare wood sitting around, so I can use those. Where is my axe? Let me ask you a question. I'll shave it for later. Like casings. Do that. 2, 3, 4. Hey, sweetie. You want a hug? Okay, chat, give me a second. I gotta give my spouse a hug. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, so we gotta hook up some more chain hubs. Okay, let me go ahead and pop this on. Boop. Oh no. I made the folly of not being on top of it when trying to place one. There we go. Chain. And to the second conveyor. And there we go. So yeah, it's just gonna be this. This is basically what the rest of the stream's gonna be. Apologize if it's a bit boring, but I wanted to plug away at some of my Minecraft stuff, kind of show what's going on, and just kind of plug at this. I don't know how long this stream's gonna be. This might be a shorter stream just to kind of get me into the rhythm of things again. I think that conveyor is gonna be too far for me to use those chains. I might need to make more chains. Yeah, I need 12 chains. But you know, I just kind of wanted to share a little bit with y'all. See what y'all thought of this. I'm gonna need a lot of iron for this. Ooh, buddy. Did I use all of my nuggets? No, I didn't use all my. There they are. About to say, I didn't use all my nuggets for that. Okay. Another scary part of this is going to be having to get things back online after the. Oh no, I said 10 was about the amount that I could handle at once. So, oh my goodness. Oh yeah, that's also a downside to the chain conveyors, is that if you are running the chain conveyor and you end up colliding with terrain, it basically just says, nah, you're not riding anymore, and will just slowly push you off of it. So I've had to go ahead and kind of clear out the terrain in the way of the walkway, just for the sake of I don't want to have to walk all the way back. Like, nah, I'm not about that life. I want to be as lazy as possible with this. Also, this is a spade. This is another mod that Andromeda requested that we add. This was actually post the server being launched, but it's nice. It takes a lot more resources to make one, but it also like digs up a lot more resources than normal. So it's kind of like a neutral trade-off, which I'm for. Okay, so we have 1, 2. We have 1, 2, 3. Oh, I hit another weak spot. I need to go ahead and clear out that dirt. Oh no. This is my life now. I'm gonna go ahead and try and get out of the water. I'm so heavy. Okay. Maybe climb on a tree for a second. Let me clear out all this dirt. There we go. That should be fine to hop onto now. If I didn't hop into the water. Okay. Alright. Pop onto the chain network here. It'll take me around and then up. So that was 1, 2. Oh no. 3, 4. So my max is 10. So 1. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I got 5 more of these chain hubs before I gotta stop. And then I gotta set up my next frog port. So. This is part of the challenge, is trying to figure out where Andromeda wants me to put the things. So essentially what happened is Andromeda plotted out the course ahead of time. They had to adjust once or twice based off of how long the chain conveyor hubs can go. Oh, that was convenient.
Miss Unfortunate says I fixed the adjustments though.
Yeah, I appreciate it too. So basically, all I gotta do is figure out where Andromeda had put all the sheep. Oh, it's a pig. Let's say sheep.
Miss Unfortunate says come home, I have more logs for yet.
Just leave them in my storage, sweetie. I'll come get them when I need them. I might need to nuggetize.
Miss Unfortunate says and wheat, and kelp.
You're fine, sweetie. Just put them in the storage. I'll grab them when I need them.
Miss Unfortunate says M.
So yeah, because it's gonna take me a while to get back, sweetie. I don't want to keep running back and forth. Okay. So yeah, part of this is just having to figure out exactly where everything is and then applying the structure to it. And oh, not enough chains. How much chain do I need? I think it's like 12. Yeah, it's 12. Shoot. Shoot. I could probably make enough for one more ingot and go balut like that. There we go. So that's technically 7. I have 3 more hubs before I run out. Okay, the next wood is over there. I can probably make another. I can probably set it up and just not have the chains there yet. And then I can come back and connect everything with chains towards the end. So I have 7, 8. Oh, hold on, I want to double check my numbers. I do not want this thing seizing up and exploding on me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So I can set up 3 more before I've run out of inventory, not inventory, but run out of hubs to make. Why did I do that? I need to put these down here. Where's my axe? Give me an axe. So that means I need to create 2 more chain hubs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We're going to turn these all into andesite casings. Like so. Voila. And then need 2 large cogs. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You can right click that. Right-click that. Put those in the middle. Tick, 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 tick. And we got 4 chain conveyors. And need to go ahead and set this up. So 1, 2, chain conveyor. So that's 1 of 3 I need to do. This will be 2. And this will be 3. Which, conveniently enough, is right next to a water source, which will make the steam engine setup here absolutely beautiful. I'll be able to set up a little steam engine pumping off the water right here. Perfect timing. Actually, yeah. So, I'm gonna munch on some bread. Give me some staminams back. We'll go back, and I need to go make some more chains. And, make the resources needed for another steam engine. I think I might do this just for maybe like another 20 minutes or so. Do it a relatively short stream for the first stream. And next time I pop in to do a stream, it'll be something a little bit more regular. So whether it's like Hyperlight Drifter or... Do I dare? See, so here's the thing. If anyone's still listening... I got a DRM-free copy of Silksong. I would love to play the game to see if I like it, but I don't want it to be a hater stream. But if people are interested, you know, Silksong, I have it. It seems to be the hot new thing. So I could do it. Maybe I'll put a poll out later. Yeah, I might put a poll out later, like a 24-hour poll to see if people want some Silksong action. Do I have any iron nuggets in here? Not IT. IR. I do have iron nuggets in here.
Miss Unfortunate says like a Discord poll.
Yeah, like a Discord poll, not in chat.
Miss Unfortunate says Twitch polls are max 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be Twitch poll. I wouldn't do that. Iron nuggets. Yeah, no, I was gonna do a 24-hour Discord poll to see if people care for that sort of thing. Let me go ahead and connect the rest of the chains, make sure everything's working correctly. And then I'll show you all of the... Oh my goodness. Show you all the bits needed to create another steam engine hub. Actually, no. That would have been perfect if that was number 11, but that was number 10 right next to the water. Let me see where number 11 is. Because if number 11... Like, first of all, let's see if 10 is the exact number I need. I counted 10, so I'm assuming that's fine. Oh man, you could feel the difference in the speed by just going down by 10. It's actually kind of wild. You know what? Let's have a little excitement. Because it's running off the slower part of the system, I wonder if I can actually set the speed gear back up to 160 and it won't be affected by it, or if it's going to be a butt about it. Oh, it's at 110. Ow. Ah, that's a mob. Also, yeah, it seems to be working just fine at 160. Hey, Zombo. I'm gonna bunk you with a wrench. Ah, I'm put on fire! Just die! Thank you. Okay, so it seems like conveyor can actually run off the system without any extra strain. As long as it uses the slow gear here, which is fine. But now I can actually move at full speed again. Yay! Instead of the slower speed. It was like a snail's pace before. Hey, pig. Hey, sheep. Let's see here. Oh, the chains are in my inventory there. Let me go ahead and connect up all of these little chain hubs. Bingus. Ooh, is this gonna be too far? It is not. Good measuring Andromeda. Bingus.
Miss Unfortunate says thank you.
Oh, never mind. There's another. I can set up the steam engine here. Hey, sweetie. Anyways. Cool.
Miss Unfortunate says I came to protect you.
I don't. Okay. Let me go ahead and. Didn't I have? I do have an extra gear one. Okay. So I can start setting up for the new one. So essentially, this is going to be the next set of gears that I work off of. So I would need to create the same setup again, which I believe I have. So this is a thing from the mod that I really like. It's called the clipboard. And in here, I can check and uncheck things I need. So I need fluid tanks, a steam engine, campfires, 2 large gears, 1 fluid pump, 2 fluid pipes, 3 gearboxes, 1 rotational speed controller, and 5 shafts. So I think before I had only 2 gearboxes. Let me I need to go back to my previous ones and review exactly what's in the last setup, because that setup that I showed you all earlier that I added the conveyors to, that's going to be the most recent one. So I need to do an inventory count of that, and I'll be able to figure out exactly what I need. So we're just going to take a ride on the network real quick. And it will give us exactly what we need to achieve here. All right. So how many gearboxes we have here? We have 1, 2, 3. We still technically have 3 gearboxes. That's fine. Fluid pipes. Still 2. Fine. Tank, steam engine, camp. So I think 1, 2, 3. Okay. Do I only have 2 big gears here? Yes. 1 down there and 1 up there. So big gears are fine. Fluid pump is fine. Pipes are fine. Gearboxes are fine. Rotation, that's fine. How many shafts? I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, hold on. 7, 8, 9. I'm losing count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I need 12 shafts instead of 5. And I need 2 belts. Okay. I need 4 frog ports. And 4 andesite funnels. Okay. Is that everything? I believe that's everything. Cool. So now that we have the inventory list, we just need to go back and make sure we have all that on our inventory before we go back out and set everything back up. Simple as simple. Yep. Just for reference for anyone who's still watching, I'll be playing until I hit about 2 hours just to get a couple hours in. So after I set up the Steam engine, I'll probably be done for the evening. Okay. So we'll go ahead and start building out our things. I need 4 fluid pumps. So I think I'm just going to do @create for this. Not crate. Create. And not create a fluid tank. I need just a normal fluid tank. Where is the normal fluid tank?
Miss Unfortunate says, bruh.
What? Okay, barrel into 2 pressed copper.
Miss Unfortunate says normal fluid tank is immediately before creative one.
Oh, is it really? Did I just, I probably just missed that. I'm sorry. Go ahead and make some jungle plank, jungle slabs. And I'll create a couple more barrels. And then I need to go press some copper. This is going to be fun. Let's see here. I need 8. Maybe a little bit more. I'll do 16. Just so I can get enough pressed copper for like the pipes and the pump and stuff. Go ahead and show this in there. Come down in stacks of 16 at a time. Wait here. That's going to kind of process. So that should make enough for both the tank and also the pipes. I'll use a cog wheel for the pump. Let's see here. I believe in order to make pipes. Do I have pipes still? I have a couple pipes. Go ahead and cogwheel a pipe here so I get a mechanical pump. We can go ahead and take pump off the list. Where is my fluid pump? So we got 2 fluid pipes and 1 fluid pump. So go ahead and put those off. I have what? 1 gearbox. Let me put this gear shift in storage, and I will create. I have 1 vertical gearbox, which technically counts as a normal gearbox. I need to create 2 more gearboxes. So in order to do that, I need to make a bunch more cogs, which means I need to use some andesite alloy and some wood. That. Go ahead and split these off. Andesite casings. There's my 3 gearboxes. And by the way, with any vertical gearbox, you can always swap it back to a normal gearbox. That's not an issue. I need 12 shafts. How many shafts do I have now? None. So let me go ahead and double up on the recipe. And I can put those off. Belts. I believe I still have some belts in here. Towards the bottom, because I believe it's by inventory amount. Like how many I have in my inventory. I think I can actually... The way I can sort... I don't think I can actually sort this any other way. Okay. 9. Where's B? Belt. Okay. Let's grab the 2 belts. Thank you, pig. Go ahead and toss these in here. We'll get those 2 belts off the list. I don't hear the press tanking anymore, so I think all of them and yep, there we go. Got barrels, so we'll go ahead and put those with some copper plates. That makes 4 tanks. We now have enough tanks, so we can go ahead and check that off the list. Steam engine. I believe I have some extra steam engines lying around. I do. Let's go ahead and put that there for now. Sorry, my inventory is a bit on the messy side. So go ahead and check that off. Large gears. I need how many? 2? I have exactly 2. Check that off. Alright, we need 4 campfires. Easy enough. Go ahead and quad up on that. Quad up on this. And then sticks. I have just enough to quad up. And there we go. I got 4 campfires. Check that off the list. Now I need 1 rotational speed controller, which uses this thing, and this is going to be fun. Y'all ready for a quick time event? Essentially. Let me go down to the basement and empty out my current inventory. Put that in there. That. Yeah, let's clean all this up. It's a little bit cleaner. Alrighty. So the reason why I'm making a big deal out of this is that in order to make a rotational controller, this thing, I need to follow a very, very exact recipe. And even with the exact recipe, there's a chance that it will fail. Which, it's one of few things in this mod that can actually fail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some... I'm going to take some from this, because I only need 12 for this. I need... 5 small cogs. And 5 big cogs. So I need more wood. I guess that make it easier for myself. I'll put in 54 in there just so it's not cluttering up my inventory. Grab this. 4. There we go. Put that up there for now. And then I need 5 of these to be large cogs. And what I like to do is I like to spread them out like this. And now we need 5 iron nuggets. Spread those out like that. And now the fun begins. So I need to flatten a gold ingot into a gold plate. Tink. Yeah, there it is. So that'll be here in a second. And this is the quick time event. Essentially, this hand, this applicator here, deployer here, is going to be deploying things onto this golden sheet. It has to go at an exact rhythm, in an exact coordination. If it's off by even a little bit, it can provide nothing. So I'm going to be listening here for particular sounds to see to hear exactly what I need to put the next item in. So first item, there's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And by doing that complex process back to back to back like that, I come up with something called the precision mechanism. This is a very precise instrument that is used for some very complex recipes, but thankfully, the recipe that we're using it for is incredibly simple. I just use the precision mechanism. I need to create a special kind of casing called a brass casing, which is just taking the axe here, stripping, using brass. And then we take the precision mechanism and the brass casing, and it makes a rotational speed controller. And now we can check that off the list. Boom. We just need 4 frog ports and 4 andesite funnels. Frog ports require iron, which we have here, iron sheets. So all we need is a bunch of barrels. I don't need that many slabs, but I'll get 2 sets of slabs. We'll need to make 4 frog ports, so 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And then we'll put plates above and below.
Miss Unfortunate says, so I was thinking, I kinda want a pig sorter in my base.
Yeah, pig, you mean the inventory system? It doesn't have to be a pig, it can be
Miss
a parrot.
Unfortunate says, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a pig. I just chose a pig because pigs are cute.
Miss Unfortunate says LMAO okay.
So let me go ahead and use 4 slime balls and 4 andesite ingots, and we get the 4 frog ports. And check this one off the list. Andesite funnels. I think we have 3 funnels currently in our inventory. Do I have any funnels in here? I do not. So I need to make 1 more set of andesite funnels, which is just the dried kelp, which I thought I had in my inventory. Did I put it into the frog? Are you holding my kelp hostage? Yeah. Here it is.
Miss Unfortunate says, what animals can it be?
I can be any passive creature, any passive mob. You just need to sit in the seat that is sitting right here. So if you see the pig is right here, when you have the stock ticker in front of it, the pig will actually take control of it as a stock keeper. So it can be any animal, not just a pig, but the pig wears like an adorable little hat, and I freaking love it. So I chose pig. We got our andesite funnels here, and we can check that off the list. We've got everything we need. We've hit the 2-hour point, but that's fine. I'll go ahead and craft up this steam engine point. I might need to create 1 more large gear just to crank it back into, crank it into starting up. But other than that, we are good to go. We can go over, craft this thing, and then we'll be done for the evening. So this was a good exercise of getting back into streaming. Good to know I can still talk endlessly for hours on end with absolutely no repercussions whatsoever. I was worried that...
Miss Unfortunate says, I mean, I also want to show chat my boat.
You want to show chat the boat? I mean, I guess we can do that. Yeah.
Miss Unfortunate says, and you still haven't found me in your house, LMFAO.
I didn't know you're hiding, sweetie. Okay, so I need grab some dirt. The steam engine needs to be next to the water source. So I'll put this here. We'll grab our 4 tanks.
Miss Unfortunate says it's even funnier because Stream has seen me at least 6 times.
Yeah, sweetie. And we'll go ahead and put the pump in my inventory here. Go like that. I need one of the large cog wheels to sit right here. So that's going to pump out the water as needed. Go ahead and get out this corner as well so it creates a water source block. Oh my god, I'm sinking. Okay. So we'll go ahead and put that there. This has to... Oh. Oh. I see a slight hiccup in this. How can I approach this? The system on the other one worked because I had line of sight of the engine to the thing, and it was down one more block than usual. But this one, I might need a couple more gearboxes with. Let me go ahead and plop this boy right here. I guess they don't technically have to be close to the ground. I can actually have them up a little bit. Let me go ahead and plop a gearbox here. Tick, 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 tick. Like that. And gearbox. Bonk, bonk. And right, what about here? Maybe there. Actually, I used logs before. Logs might be... I don't have any more logs. Oopsie doodles. I've got wood planks. Wood planks are fine. At least for this. I can always remove the planks later and put something else if I need to. Like that. Sir. I need the belts next. Belt 1. And belt 2. Hey, SV. How you doing, buddy? Welcome in. We're just kind of having a bit of a chill Minecraft stream. Probably gonna be wrapping up before too long. I'm doing all right. You were playing Minecraft too? Nice. Yeah, I'm playing with a bunch of... Too far away. Ah, dang it. Okay. I'm playing with the Create mod installed. I absolutely love this mod. It's great. It's a great mod. check the last patch. Yeah. So do you play in vanilla Minecraft, like vanilla Bedrock, or do you play like Java Minecraft? Anyways, oh, hold on. Let's see if I can get this connected now. Is it still too far? Oh, can connect. Awesome.
Miss
There.
Unfortunate says you mean Bedrock or Java.
That's what I meant. Do you play Bedrock or Java? Java Minecraft gonna mod to 21.9 when it officially gets released. Ooh, wait, is that how far Minecraft has gone so far? Dang, it has been a while since.
Miss Unfortunate says oh highs.
Oh yes. Yeah. Oh, you have both. Yeah, I technically have both. I wish stuff like Create was available in Bedrock because I would totally have a Bedrock
Miss
server instead.
Unfortunate says we're currently on 1.20.1 for these mods.
Yeah. 1.21.9. Oh, didn't. Oh, I thought they were literally on like 21 different versions. I was like, oh, that's a lot of versions. 1. Okay. Sorry, I'm oblivious. don't pay attention to me. I'm oblivious. I'm totally not hiding in shame.
Miss Unfortunate says LMAO.
There's a haunts mod for Minecraft. That's actually pretty great. Let's see here. Oh, you made a mod pack for with it. How do I okay, like that. I need to create another gearbox. 2, 3, 4. Don't mind me. I'm just doing mod things. Do. Still a work in progress though. Well, let me know whenever you release it. I'll definitely like signal boost it and stuff. Let's see here. How did I do this before? So it's nighttime. Let me go ahead and sleeping bag so I don't die to mobs. Nothing major, just something I decided to make for funsies. I think I actually have my generator. Guys, why am I making this so hard on myself? So, that's the sound of my soul leaving my body for this. Nothing major, just something I decided. Yeah, I mean, I'm still gonna signal boost it if you want. Like, I mean, if you don't want to put it out there or talk about it, that's fine. I don't know. I'm just trying to support people, you know. I might need more than one gearbox. Yikes. So SV, just to catch you up to speed on what I'm doing right now. Essentially, what's going on is in my create mod pack, the create mod, which is part of this mod pack, I'm trying to create a mail delivery system for Andromeda's in my place. So as a result of that, I need to how can I put this? I need to create a bunch of connected chain networks. What ends up happening is that whenever a package comes in, it gets grabbed by one of these boys right here, brought along, and then spat on onto the next chain network. And by connecting all these networks together, I can essentially make a giant bridge going of networks over to what's essentially that tower over there. That tower is right. It's not exactly where Andromeda's spawn is, but it is. Thanks. You might share it on the Discord server. Yeah, go for it. Yeah. So what I'm building right now is the thing that's needed for powering it. Essentially, there's a jank solution that I found online that what it does is it uses steam power. So right now I have a pump hooked up to this tank. It doesn't have any water in it yet, but I can show you what I'll show you how I get things running. Hey, Awesomer. Wow, thanks for the raid. Wow. Welcome in. Time to raid into another show and watch. Awesomer raid. Well, thanks for coming in. I was just showing SV over here what I've been kind of doing in my free time. So this stream's kind of just showing off essentially the Minecraft server I've got going on here with Andromeda. We have it on our local network, so unfortunately other people can't join just yet. But I'm showing off the network of things that I'm building. So what I'm doing here is I'm hand cranking this, and it should put water into the tank. Yeah, see how it shows water 3? So essentially, in order to kickstart this entire steam engine, once I get everything hooked up, I need to actually hand crank it. All right, Awesomer, have a good day.
Miss Unfortunate says, want the frogs not grab things if the conch isn't loaded?
Well, the thing is, sweetie, we need to load the chunks. Give me a heads up when it gets to public. When the server gets to public? Yeah, definitely. It will I don't know if you're I think you're in our Discord server. Well, I'll be posting in the Discord server when eventually it does happen. It will be a while, definitely. I got a lot going on in life, including streaming, so it's gonna be a bit. Actually, you can see here stress units. But yeah, I'll definitely let people know. Yeah, Discord. There you go. But yeah, in order to kickstart the Steam engine to get it working, I essentially have to literally physically kickstart it myself in order for it to work, which is just absolute insanity. Like, hold on, let me show you. I could get this thing started on a base level if I go ahead and connect this in like this. So that's all connected up. I need to disconnect this because it's going to cause issues. I was in just for gore. Silly me. Yeah, you good. Trust me, I'm a part of a lot of servers that I don't necessarily heavily participate in, and I completely forget those are a thing. So I'm going to show you the kickstarting process, because once this is kickstarted, I can kind of connect things on as well, because this is the most funny. So here's the thing. Context. Boilers in real life are like this as well, and they replicate it and create, and I love it, but it's terrifying. So steam engines, or steam products in general, if the tank gets too hot and cold water hits it, it can cause it to explode. Because of the rapid differential in temperature, it causes rapid expansion of the water. Too much rapid expansion in quick succession equals explosion. So if this engine, once it starts running, were to stop running for any reason, I would have to remove the power source, the heat source, before I can add more water into it, or else the entire thing explodes. So if I go like this and I start heating it up, you'll see the heat's in that state. I need to start cranking this. And if you notice, it's now cranking itself. Like it's now powering itself. And it has enough energy. Where'd my lever go? Get my lever. There it is. My hand cranks in there. So now it's essentially powering itself. The engine pushes, which goes down here. This is a larger gear than this gear, which means the effort being pushed out on this is higher than the required effort to run the pump. Yeah, so this mod actually, at least the last time I played it, I don't want to risk it again, because the last time I played this mod a long time ago, I filled up the tank full of water, and I put a fire source to it, and the entire thing exploded. So I don't want to risk if they, you know, removed it or whatever. But like realistically, it would explode, and I do not want to risk that. I do not. Okay, so I can hook up that speed controller there. I can put that into there, and if you see, now that I have the speed controller hooked up here with the gear, it creates a new rotational axis here. So now, I might be running out of andesite. I'm out of andesite alloy. So, unfortunately, I did not prep for this issue. So, I need to go back to the workshop. So I can create one more gearbox in order to get everything connected again. So I need to head back and create more andesite. But you'll see the previous created one. In fact, I can demo it off for you so you can see what it's like. So this is the chain network that I have currently set up. Essentially, if you have a wrench in this mod, you can actually clamp onto it. In fact, you can see my third-person form here dangling from it, which is fun. And essentially, packages along with people can connect to this network and kind of tote along on it. So we see here's a package that's supposed to be for Andromeda. We're using our nicknames for this, so it's set to Sunshine instead of the Andromeda's actual name. But I can go on here and hop onto this next part of the chain network and just kind of ride on back. And this will take me all the way back to my workshop. I don't have to do any extra effort on that. So essentially, so that's my workshop over there. You can see it in the distance. I got like a little windmill. I also got some steam power going on in there. But essentially, I'll be able to go through and show you. I'll send something to I put my wrench away, so I stopped grabbing onto the thing. I'll show you how the process works, and there'll be 2 packages spinning ad infinitum, waiting for Andromeda or the next part of the network. You know what? I will ship a single loaf of bread to Andromeda. So I'm gonna leave that in there for right now. I'm gonna build.
Miss Unfortunate says streamer names only when on stream. 3.
Yeah, seriously. I need to make myself some andesite alloy, which is just taking some andesite. This is why I actually like this mod, SV, is because...
Miss Unfortunate says, well, that and cutesy nicknames.
Yeah. This mod actually gives a use for andesite. So andesite is primarily in most settings is just a is just like a decorative thing. But when you mix it with iron nuggets, you get andesite alloy. Yeah, and also transportation method, exactly. So it'll create andesite alloy, which if you put 2 of them together, it creates a shaft. And then if you take those shafts and you apply them to wood, you get cogs. And then if you take those cogs and you surround an andesite casing, you get a gearbox, which is what we needed. Alright, so let me go ahead and demonstrate this mill system, which is, by the way, run by frogs, in a sense. Copper. So copper is used for 2 different things. The first thing copper is used for is for plating. So copper plates are used in conjunction with, let me go ahead here and go copper. So let me find a copper, oh wait, there's even copper casings? What are copper casings for? Oh, the hose pulleys. And the item drains. Oh, it's used so copper is primarily used for all of the water systems. So if you noticed my my steam engine earlier, my tanks and everything were made out of copper. They're copper colored. So if I were to go here and apply copper ingot and look at some of these recipes here, it's automated packing. So if I hit copper ingots with a press, it makes copper sheets. Copper sheets and copper ingots together make fluid pipes, but also can make copper valves, which can turn on and off water whenever you apply pressure to it. Can create fluid tanks, which not only can store fluids, so like it can store lava, it can store water. So plumbing and heat exchange, exactly. It can also be used as a casing for the hose pulley. So if we want to look here, this is my favorite thing about Create. Hold on, let me show you. If I hold down the W key, not P, it will actually show me what the applications are. So if I hold down W, it'll go through and has a timeline down here and show you step by step how to work each bit and how it's applicable. So this one here, it'll make a hose that goes down and back up. And that hose, when attached to something like pipes and pumps, can either dispense water or suck up water. Yeah, see, so a pull from the draining pool of water, essentially. Yeah, no, that's one of the big things I really like about this mod SV. And like I showed chat earlier, but I'll show you. The things in this mod, so like if you play like stuff like Mechanism or Industrial Craft, right? You have a smelter, and the smelter is just like a single block. That's boring. Because the thing is about base Minecraft, you don't need a lot of space to play base Minecraft, and I hate that. You can essentially have everything in the store in the size of like a studio apartment. But with the Create mod, this is my smelter. It requires conveyor belts. It has lava blocks underneath and fans pushing up. And let me demonstrate this to you. I need a log so I can show you this. So it all requires like torsion power. So like this one here is my steam engine. You see here I have everything hooked up and it's kind of pushing everything through. My industrial side is running off of a windmill. So I'll go ahead and I'll grab a log real quick here. And I'll show you. This is... Yeah, exactly. Everything requires power, like in real life. Lava, since it's a heat source, you can use it with a fan to essentially work as a blast furnace. So I'm going to do is I'm going to take an acacia log. And you can see this in the actual thing. The acacia log is now going on the conveyor belt. And as heat is applied to the acacia log as it goes along, it'll eventually smelt it. And then it goes into its own little funnel there, into the box. And I have charcoal. And this can be applied again on top of that if I were to have... I don't think I have any dough left. But if I were to take any sort of food item, and instead of using... Let's use an egg, right? Hold on. Let me take an egg. And I'll put it in my inventory here. And I were to take it to this right smeltery. So the difference between the left and the right smeltery is this left smeltery is for ingots and stuff. It uses lava. Lava is really, really hot. This one uses campfires, which is smoky. So it's more of like a smoker setting. If I were to put the egg onto the conveyor belt here, let me go around so you can see it on the conveyor. After the third block, it will generate into a fried egg. And now I have a fried egg in here. If you see, there's also dried kelp in here because dried kelp is treated as organic, so it needs to go through the smoker. So it requires, yeah, it's more of a smoker grill, exactly. And then this here, this uses giant crushing wheels, which, by the way, hold on, let me show you this. The crusher wheel to make, you cannot craft it naturally. You have to use the mechanical crafting. So you see this gigantic crafting grid? You have to use these things here, which are mechanical crafters, set it up in this giant grid and place everything in, and then run the mechanical crafter so it crafts it. And the crushing wheel is the biggest thing. So I'll show you here what it looks like in reality. So you have all of these crafter bits. You use a wrench to line everything up. In order for you to craft anything, everything has to come to a nexus point, to an exit point, essentially. As long as everything reaches this final block at the end, it will craft it. So I believe it'll show some sort of example. It has to be powered by mechanical force, right, by stress. And so like, if you put like wood there and you craft everything together, it will all go down. It does the recipe for a piston, and then it crafts that piston. So because the mechanical wheel is so, this crushing wheel is so large, in order for you to craft it, you need to create a gigantic grid out of these and craft it, and it makes 2 crushing wheels. And when the crushing wheels are put next to each other and are powered in separate directions, you can put things in and it will crush it into base resources. So like if I were to put cobblestone into it, it would create gravel. Yeah, it's extremely detailed. And if I were to take gravel, right, and put it into it, well, what happens when you grind gravel, which is a semi-rough item, into something else? It creates sand. So instead of having to go destroy, yeah, create sand, exactly. So instead of having to go destroy complete beaches of sand, you can essentially run this through as cobblestone, create gravel, run it through again and get sand, and then you can put it into the smelting furnace and create glass. And so, but this all takes up space in like a workshop. It's not like a couple of different blocks. Even this, so like this is a mixer that we use to make cardboard. It feeds into here. The mixer needs water, so it needs a water source connected, and it needs to be pumped in with water source. It blends in with resources, goes along here, and then it even has organizational systems. So this is a brass belt funnel, which has pulp in it. Pulp goes up into here, down into here, gets pressed, and when you press pulp, it makes, oh, it's not in here, but it makes cardboard. And cardboard is something that can be used for a lot of recipes as well. So it takes a lot of deliberation, a lot of plugging through all these different bits just to get resources. So it makes you work for it. It get you, and before I have like, so okay, sorry, I'm you got me on a nerd tangent here, so you're gonna have to bear with me here, right? So all of this works together with essentially stepping up and down gears. So one reason why my pump works on my steam engine is because it's going from a bigger gear to a smaller gear. When the torsion of a bigger gear goes to a smaller gear, the smaller gear moves faster because the amount of surface the smaller gear has is smaller than the bigger gear. But after you get to a point, when you start creating a lot of different stuff, you can create something called the rotational speed controller. And this takes a lot of work to do, but once you do, instead of having all these series of big and small gears, you can compress it down into this unit, and you can adjust it according to the targeted speed and RPM. So now that I got that set up, I can have the rotation going a lot faster. I have it hooked up to an elevator, and the faster it goes in, the faster the elevator goes. So there's progression way into the later part of the game after you put in all these resources and time. Like, you can start compressing things a little bit, but you can never get it small enough that like it becomes a problem, you know? But yeah, that's kind of just how this mod works in a nutshell, and I absolutely love it because it's just like, okay, so you see here, yeah, so like I said, big gear going to small gear, gear moves slightly faster, small gear moves slightly faster than big gear. Oh, SV, do you happen to have turbo, or are you on ad break? Uh-oh. I think does not have turbo or anything, so um I'm just gonna go back here and I'll keep talking with SV once the ad break is over. Yeah, it's automated too. Oh, you're here? You can hear? Okay. So yeah, by essentially working with both big gears and small gears, you can step up the rotation to a point where it can make things. You can hear. I got you. Sorry, there's a delay in stream, so it's hard to interpret. So yeah, basically with the system, if you keep stepping up from big gears attached to small gears, and from that small gear attached to the big gear, and you keep flip-flopping back and forth, you can get higher and higher speeds. And that's before you unlock this rotational speed controller. Once you get the rotational speed controller, it's as easy as just like, oh, now I can just kind of plop this thing down. But the rotational speed controller takes an elaborate process. In fact, I need one for later anyways, so I'll show you what that process is, and you'll be able to understand the level of pain that you kind of have to go through to do this. So if I click this, okay, good. Let me go ahead and get rid of this. Yes, exactly. So this thing here, this took, I've been playing Minecraft like with the create mod for like tens of hours. Like I've put in lots of time into this for a single mod. But watch this. So with the rotational speed controller, I'll put this up to 160, which is what I've rated for these. If you see there, it cranks it faster. And now this is moving faster. If I connect to the conveyor, I'm going fast. And even these are running now. Ooh, actually, hold on. Now that I have this connected here, right? I'm setting this as a send. I'm naming this Sunshine. Oh wait, no, that has to be a receive. I set this as a receive. I set this as a send only for Sunshine. Sorry, let me get this frog port set up so I don't forget about it again. Okay, so now potentially, this is now connected to the network. Yeah, here comes Sunshine's package. Whoop. And picked up by Frog. Put onto here. Oh, I don't have a funnel set up. Shoot. Do I have a funnel? I do have some funnels. Okay. There we go. I just want to validate my parking here. And Froggo should pick that up. Put it on there. And cool, now that's spinning forever. Alright, so the rotational axis requires a special item. And in order to make it, you need to have a press. It requires certain things. And then it requires a brass casing, which brass, in order to do it, you need to alloy copper and zinc. And in order to even mine zinc, you need an iron pickaxe. So it's kind of like it asks at least like a mid-game level of being able to get certain resources. But the rotational axis, I would say rotational axis is actually a bit more mid-game. The vaulting and the frogs is more end-game because they require like these chains requires like one chain per like every 2 blocks. So it requires a buttload of iron to get stuff like this running, or like trains or any of that sort of stuff going. But the rotational axis, the thing that makes it so bonkers is that it can be an automated process, but to set it up as a process in general is just absolute insanity. So let me get the resources needed. I'll show you how to make the mechanical object. Let me grab some of that. Let me grab some iron as well. Let me grab some jungle planks in case I need some. Yeah, exactly. So for this, I'm gonna need 10 small cogs, 10 big cogs, and 10 iron nuggets, and 1 gold sheet. So let me go ahead and I'm going to grab, I think I have, yeah, let me take this, make some iron nuggets. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? I have one large cog wheel here because I used it to kickstart my stuff. Actually, I'm going to save that. Let's use the andesite ingots to make some shafts. I make 2 sets of shafts. There we go. I need 10 total. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 15 in here. So we're going to put this in. There we go. 5. And 5. And the medium of which we need to actually craft the thing is we need to put a gold sheet. Can I not access this from here? Ah, give me a second. I thought I could access it from here, but there's the barrel. So this is the barrel for the press. I need to put a gold ingot in here, and it will get pressed into a gold sheet. And just to put out the level of complexity this is, I need to put the gold sheet here. That's the medium. In order to do this, I need to listen to the machine for when it goes tink. And whenever it tinks, I need to put in the next item. And it has to go in an exact order. So I'm going to be counting 1, 2, 3 for each row, like each column, going through it. Yeah, you gotta listen to the machine spirit. So watch this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And there we go. From that whole thing, I got one precision mechanism, and that is the recipe. So if I wanted to automate that, I would literally need to have either them all in a line or one loop that goes in a circle, doing those 3 things in sequence back to back to back. And if you apply it wrong, or sometimes just because of the fault of the machine, there's like it has an 80% chance success rate. If you do it in the wrong order, or it just decides to fault up, you lose your resources, except for one of the resources required to build it. And you have to start all over again. So it's literally, it's one of those things where like it takes into consideration the fact that even when making complex computers, like in real life, like what Intel does, or, you know, Intel or AMD does, they also have faulty units in their automation. So it even takes into account that part of it. Did I not get my brass ingot? Hold on. So what I do is I take this. Okay, give me that brass ingot. And if I apply it to this, it makes a brass casing. And if I take this precision mechanism and this brass casing, which are both medium tier items, I get one speed rotational controller. And if you want to like get everything dialed in, like every single thing dialed in, they all require one of these mechanisms. And you've seen, like, I have that boy back there, I have those things there, I have these machines. They would all require one if I wanted to put that level of detail into each machine that I'm working with. So, like, legitimately, I think I even have one over here. Let me go ahead and make it. Yeah. So if you see here, I have one speed rotational controller in here, and it's hooked up to the gears. That's to the crusher, which is why the crusher is moving so fast. But because I need it to step down, essentially, I use the old system here, which has a gearbox, and I stepped it to a point where the conveyor belts work. So if you see here, large to small moves a little bit faster. I have it connected into here, and that goes into my furnaces. But if you see up here, I have this spinny doodad right here. This goes into a gearbox. This is at max speed. That goes into a gear shift because my fans were blowing the wrong direction, which then goes underground. Yeah, nothing goes to waste. And then the faster of the two with the gear shift blows the hot air up into here, which cooks the things. So like everything, like even after I optimized everything, because I'm building new projects, I can still recycle old cogs and large cog wheels into different products. Nothing ever goes to waste. And it allows for an upscaling that is more elegant. I'll say this, I do miss the old aesthetic, SV. Before, I had like a windmill up here, and across my entire ceiling, I had step-up gears. I had like stepping up, large cogwheel. Like in order to do a rotation from like the ground to the wall, you can only do them with large cogwheels, which is like a restriction that's put in place because, well, that's how it would actually mesh in real life. Let me show you. So let me go like this and this. So there's actual like restrictions to how everything works. And that's why I love it. It's because you have to play by its rules, but it does it in a fair way. So I can go like that and that. And you see how this connect? Now, if I take my hand crank and I put it on there, that is how you get things to go horizontal. And then if I were to take a shaft here, and then I were to take one more piece of wood. Do I not? Did I run out of wood? Ooh, hold on. Oh, by the way, I love this recipe in this version of the mod pack. It takes planks to put slabs and put it back into the wood. And now if I put this here, you now have a faster moving one on the wall. And so imagine this, because all windmills, unless you make them horizontal, go vertical. Imagine a vertical piece. I know. Like, I still think, like, again, if they had create on Bedrock Minecraft, I would 100% just get the create add-on, like from the marketplace, the Microsoft. I would pay money for this. I would totally get create from the Microsoft marketplace. And I would just have a Bedrock server. And then if you want to join me on Minecraft, you could do it from literally any device. Because here's the thing about Bedrock Minecraft. If the person who owns the server has the add-on, anyone who joins can also use that add-on. So if I have a what's it called? A Minecraft Realm server, which can hold 10 people. If I add that add-on to the map, everyone will be able to use that add-on. And I'll just be part of the server. That's one of the big reasons I actually really like Bedrock and I advocate for Bedrock, is because like it's very helpful to people who don't have good computers, who like to play it on like the Switch or your phone or whatever instead. It allows them to play it too. And it's also very fair because even though you spend money for the add-ons, the mods, you pay the mod developers and you only need one per server. So I'm a big fan. Anyways, I said earlier that I was going to mail off some bread to Andromeda. We've finished up pretty much everything I wanted to do on the server. So, that's because nearly all devices use Bedrock. Exactly. I'm going to mail off some bread. Java, yeah, so Java is easier to mod, but Bedrock is technically more efficient because it's using C# instead of Java. And the C# version is on literally every platform. So there's a trade-off from either side. I can technically play this on my Steam Deck because my Steam Deck is just powerful enough to play this mod. So I technically have something portable, but like I've actually liked Bedrock more. There's a couple things I don't like about Bedrock as much. Like, for example, in order to block in Bedrock, you have to crouch. But I understand that's because they want every platform to be able to block and not just people on PC. But, or like not to have a disadvantage to it, but it still sucks. But anyways, Frogport. This is addressed to Andromeda, which I call them Sunshine because that's a pet nickname. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit this lever. And when I hit this lever, it's going to take this bread, put it into a package, and the frog is going to put it out on the network, and we're going to follow it. And that's going to be the end of the stream, and then I'll raid out. So, frog puts the package on. Package? What? It's not supposed to be doing that. Hold on a second. Wait, what? No. Frog here, just like Coconut PNG and Team Fortress 2. Why is it necessary? Oh shoot. Sorry. I know what you're referencing, SV, and it kills me inside because it's true. You cannot remove the Coconut PNG from Team Fortress 2 or the entire system breaks. Just don't touch the coconut. Yep. Okay, sunflower, sunshine. So that's set to receive. Oh, you know why? Because it wasn't loaded in chunk. Okay, now that's loaded in chunk. The package is like, okay. So it took it from that mailbox, which was forced chunk loaded, and now it's onto here. So yes, honey, in order for this to work, we're gonna have to chunk load all of it. Hey, oh hey, Zombo. Don't mind me. Bing bong. Fuck your mom. Oh god, no, I'm coming back. I got lit on fire. So yeah, both sides have to be chunk loaded, which thankfully we have a chunk loader mod. So we can always just go ahead and like chunk load this entire line as we go along. That's fine. It doesn't take up too much memory to chunk load overworlds like this. But then yeah, as it goes along the system, frog eats it, poops it out, and it goes on to the next frog. Frog tosses onto here. And now we're going to have two packages rotating ad infinitum until I get the rest of the system set up. Which, by the way... first of all, I want to see this. Whee! So, for reference, I've set up 2 chain networks already that are connected. This is my workshop. This is how far we got. Yeah, whee! This is how far I need to get. So with 2 chained networks so far, I'm about here. It's going to take like, I think 4 or 5 at least more networks, probably 6 networks to get me all the way to Andromeda's house. And then that entire line is going to need to be chunk loaded, essentially. But yeah, so that's my goal with Minecraft over the next logistic nightmare. But SV, here's the fun part, right? Let me go into here and let me go to the packager because I want to show you something. This is what makes it fun on servers. So if I go here and I watch it, right? So this is talking about the first part. And then this talks about like the science, right? How I named it as Sunshine earlier. So when a package goes out, it's allocated to Sunshine. So it's going to go along. It has Sunshine as its label, right? So if you put down a brass funnel in the middle of the thing and set up the filter specifically for a name, if it doesn't follow that item, it will go off into a different direction. So if you have multiple people on the server and you set it up a certain way, you can essentially have a logistical where you would have aside from filters, frog ports and post boxes also have a package routing abilities. Spectrum, yeah. So, actually, yeah, exactly. Essentially, you can have an actual post office full of brass filters going through to other people's houses and have it route to the proper location and go out. And to me, that's just so cool. Just imagine like a house like in the middle of everyone's plot of land that drops packages onto them, figures out what's the name of the person that it's going to, and then reroutes it to that location. Like, that's so cool. I love that sort of stuff. And this is all stuff that's been thought about by the developer of this mod. It's so smart. So essentially, you can have an auto sorting system going to each person's house and have it. Also, if you don't want to invest in this chain network, there is one other way that you can do it, and that is to make trains. So there are trains in this game, like in this mod pack, where you can set up train tracks instead of having this chain network. And the train can go on a schedule and can drop off things based off their filter. Oh yeah, as part of this mod pack, I enabled Aurora Borealis at nighttime. So every time it turns nightfall, you can actually see the Aurora Borealis. At this time of day, localized completely in your kitchen? Yes. Oh, SV. If you're here for trains, I got trains. Let me show you. Trains. So using create, we can actually ponder this. So train tracks, right? We're doing trains later though. But yeah, you can place tracks, which they're their own create tracks and they're wide, right? You can place them or select place the tracks. So you can drag and drop instead of having to place each individualized one. And you can also use that placer in order to curve tracks as well. So it's not just like tink, 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 tink. It'd be more fun of a metro for me because, yeah, it'll be stuck in the mines. 100% understand. So here's the thing. Like, you can set up these tracks and it will fit the best bend for how long it is to a degree. You can set these up over distances. Yeah, offhand materials that are used for a paver, like the initial paver, will be applied to the other pavers. It'll even try and use slabs as well to make up for it. And girders can actually connect as well to make girder tracks. Look me. Wait, any raw material showed us. Exactly. Here's fun. If the train tracks are attached to a nether portal, the train can go into the nether. By the way, anything can be the conductor of a train, not just animals, just anything that has a sentience. So you can get this blaze to do it. As a train travels through inactive sections, let's see here. Let's read through this. Trains will travel through inactive. Let me see here. Sections of the world without issue, so they don't need to be chunk loaded. I don't know about the actually don't know about the end. However, drills and other things on board will not operate, but the train will operate. Once it's nearby a player, the train will reappear. So, although the chain network does require chunk loading, the train does not. Which means if you put a parrot on here, or have this blaze oven on here, because it's technically sentient, it's a blaze, it will actually operate the train for you. You can... No, the blaze is not getting paid. You trap it in there. It's technically your like blaze slave. And you can use it to power. You can actually use it to make furnaces and stuff more powerful. Hilariously enough. But what's it called? You got me off track. Good. Essentially, trains will work even when there aren't chunks loaded. And when it is operated by a creature, it can go to stations and have schedules where it stops. So it can pull into the station in front of Andromeda's house, and if we wanted to do mail that way, we could have a mail depot hooked up to the train, and then it will deposit the mail in, and then we could have the chains locally like allocate it to the space. It would technically be more resource efficient to do it this way. Off track with trains, exactly. But it's not nearly as fast or nearly as fun, in my personal opinion. Yeah, exactly. So none of the items on the train will function without the chunk being loaded. But so it requires a person being there. But with the claims mod, which is what we have, if you see here, it says Lexos is my old username. Don't just ignore that. But it says force loadable. that means even when I'm not on this chunk, like these chunks, it still loads the chunk. So that's how our mail system is going to work. We're going to have to force load all the chains all the way down. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why eventually we're going to have trains. So on the map here, see what the skull is. That's where my latest death was. There's a village here. I have an outpost over here. We're not going to be able to reach that. But see where this light is? There's another village here. There's like another village here. There's villages all over the place. So what Andromeda wants to do, and I 100% agree with, is essentially go through all of the map and set up a giant train network that loops around and goes to each one of the areas, preferably with like a parrot or something, like a parrot or a pig or the blaze, essentially piloting the train. So we can just wait here and then it'll show up, you can hop on and it'll keep moving. And it can work on a schedule. So like if you're like, okay, well, if it's, you know, if at most it can take like 10 minutes to get here, then you can just wait here for 10 minutes. It'll pop up, you hop on, and it'll take you on to the next location. But yeah, it definitely adds a level of soul to the map. Oh yeah, by the way, you saw how I had that steam engine in the basement? I have the steam engine in the base. I have this powering up here for the windmill, purely because I don't want it to ever run out of water. Because if the steam again might explode, if the tank gets too hot and there's no water. So I have wind power as an ancillary power source, specifically for pumping in water. So that way I don't run out of water by accident at all on this system. Yeah. Yeah, that's everything. That's all I wanted to show for today. I hope at some point. So no, yeah, exactly. No explosions in the workshop, please. I don't want any explosions in the workshop. So this is where I wanted to kind of wrap up stream. Was kind of go through. I'm so glad you came in, SV. Yeah, it's been absolute joy to kind of show this stuff off to you. We also have stuff like the Macaw's furniture mod as well, so I have a work desk. Question: can I send you the Uma mod pack on the gaming channel? Yeah, go for it. No, if you want to show off your stuff, go for it, bud. Gaming channel's fine too.
Miss Unfortunate says, will you still play off stream?
I might, sweetie. It's getting kind of late, and I did also work today, so I'm exhausted beyond belief. So I might go lay down for a bit after I'm done streaming. I won't necessarily.
Miss Unfortunate says, I want to show you my boat.
You want to see the boat? Hey SV, do you want to see Andromeda's boat? They built it earlier. This is the first mod pack that doesn't crash in a long time. Boat time? All right. Let's head over. Andromeda, am I going to your place?
Miss Unfortunate says, yeah, absolutely.
Andromeda, is your boat close to your house?
Miss Unfortunate says to all three.
Okay. All right. So let's go to Andromeda's base. So this is my elevator that I use between. I don't know if I showed this off to you. I'll be honest.
Miss Unfortunate says it's by my house, and you can post the link in games chat.
Yeah, go for it. So this is just kind of this is the nether network that I kind of tunneled out and filled in. We also have the chipped mod, which is like the old chisel mod. So like we have lots of neat little fancy blocks. Like this is brick bordered basalt. So it kind of just comes in a little bit with the walls. These are just cobblestone walls. Can go down here. Oh, hey, sweetie. Why do you look like the Doomslayer? I guess that's a yes.
Miss Unfortunate says netherite diving outfit.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, that's a yes. Andromeda says yes, go for it. You can post things in the server. So we're teleporting and we're in. And let me snooze this ad, just in case other people are watching. All right, let's go see your boat, sweetie. I might have difficulties getting out of your elevator, your bubble vader. You don't have ads personally? Yeah, but just in case somebody pops in. Oh my gosh. I gotta take off my boots. Honey, you're drowning me. You're waterboarding me. Stop. I love you, sweetie. Okay. What? Oh, that wasn't intentional. Okay. Ow. There we go. I'm in boat. Let's go see your ship. Your ship shape. Also, that was also because Major Lay in Twitch. Yeah. I use a VPN for Discord, and it's built in ad block. That's fine. It's more just in case other people are watching. I don't want them to be having issues with it. Let me go ahead and take off my boots so I don't sink. Oh, that looks cute. Also, just props to BSL, who are the people who made this shader. It looks so nice. Okay, we're here. So, as part of the crate mod, you can put on copper diving boots, which prevent you from, being dragged along by conveyor belts, but also make you sink when you wear them. And I have a diving helm, so I won't drown immediately. But as soon as I run out of my back tank air, I'll start drowning. So yeah, this is Andromeda's ship. Looks super cute. Even has like a plank and everything. Oh, this is super cute. It's got little portholes and everything. And a bed. But yeah, SV, the diving boots and helmet. Yeah, it's quite good. And like the little captain's quarters type thing. I totally opened the porthole. It should have flooded the ship if it was real life. Oh, that's what you needed the bell for. Oh, it's got like a little flag. That's cute.
Miss Unfortunate says boat.
Boat. Alright. And off into the water as I sink to the bottom. But yeah, with the diving boots on from Create, the boat, with the boots on and the diving helmet and everything, I essentially get. See if you see that little timer next to my air bubbles. That's how much my tank has left. So I can just totally just chill out across the bottom of the ocean and just do. I can jump. It counts as normal walking, so I can like mine things down here. Oh, man, look at this shader pack. Looks so good underwater. Look at this. So good. But yeah, also if you hold jump.
Miss Unfortunate says, did you see the water on the side from the plank?
I did not, unfortunately. Yeah, so if you see here, there's like a little nubbin on the top. That little nubbin is essentially a crank. And when the crank when you attach the crank to any part of your Create network, like the little what's it called? To any of the shafts, it will connect and it'll start pumping in. I'll show you once I go back to Andromeda's place, because Andromeda has a really quick fill station that I built for them. Okay, I came back. What do you want to see? The water off the plank? Oh, like the candles in the water? Oh, that's cool.
Miss Unfortunate says ye.
Is it just so you can fish at night and you can see it still?
Miss Unfortunate says no, I wanted it to look spooky.
Oh, okay. So the candles are there for spook effect.
Miss Unfortunate says floating candles oh.
Alright, sweetie. I'm gonna wrap up stream. Can we go back? I want to show SV the refill station. And then we'll raid out. But yeah. Also, that's Andromeda's mob farm up there. From a distance, I'm using it as a waypoint to figure out exactly how close I am with the... After the stream, I'm going to eep. Honestly, SV, that is such a mood. I need sleep as well. I've been I say that. I slept like 14 hours last night. Plus. So I slept a lot last night, but I also worked today for like 5 hours at a stocking job. Okay. So let me show you the pump, like the tank refill. So if you see here, I have like, it says I have, normally if I hover over it, it'll tell me how much I have. So basically I had like 10 minutes, right? If I put it onto this thing, it's going to immediately charge. See how it's ticking up on the airtime? Now it's at 15. I can pick it up with a right click. Did I put it back on? I did put it back on. So yeah, essentially, the faster this moves, the quicker it will fill up your tank. The one I have back at my house is slower. It takes like a minute to charge up my tank. But essentially, it also works as, the copper back tank also works as armor. So you basically get free armor and also air for a certain amount of time, which is its own payoff. The copper diving helmet and the copper diving boots have their own durability. Max duration is 15 minutes. At least on this air tank. I don't know if the netherite tank has a higher duration. It might.
Miss Unfortunate says same duration.
Okay, so you have about 15 minutes, and if you wanted to keep a second pack, obviously you can just keep it in your inventory and swap them.
Miss Unfortunate says here.
Here? Oh, are you giving me to... Okay. Oh, wow. Those stats, though. Hold on.
Miss Unfortunate says look at the one I handed you.
Plus 8 armor, plus 3 armor toughness,
Miss Unfortunate
plus 1
says yeah.
resist. That's pretty strong. Then again, you need a lot of netherite for it, so that would make sense why it's so expensive. Yeah, copper chestplate also has 4 armor points. Okay, so yeah, it counts as like a copper armor, but it also holds air. But because the air is its health bar, like air is like its health indicator or whatever, it doesn't actually break, which is like, it's nice. Also, the reason why you can see stuff like the 1024 SU at its current speed is because I'm wearing engineer's goggles. If I take these off, you don't get any indication. So while you're playing this mod, like when you're first starting off, all the stuff like the stress units, what direction things are going, all that information is completely blind to you. You have to essentially get to the point where you can craft these goggles in order to even see a lot of the information points that I've been looking at. That's not by default. So, just for, again, more progression points. Yeah, or keep gambling. Exactly right. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and quickly check who is streaming right now, so I can start raiding out to somebody. Let me go back to Twitch. You guys shouldn't be able to hear the obnoxious Twitch stream stuff. Oh! Well, speaking of diving, I believe Red, the panda, is currently playing Subnautica, which is oddly thematic for this. So I think I'm gonna raid into red. How's that sound? The gambling never ends. You expecting Dave the Diver? Nah, yeah. It looks like Red's playing Subnautica. So I'm going to go ahead and raid into Red. And that will be a fun way to kind of chill out.
Miss Unfortunate says he's doing crowd control Subnautica.
Oh, actually, that sounds really good. I don't mind. I'm going to end up sleeping. All right, that's fine. Okay, so I can go here and go, I think it was like raid. Oh, it's 3 a.m. for you? Yeah, it's late. I think it's
Miss Unfortunate says ad break in progress rip.
Oh. Shoot. I didn't realize I was getting that close. Well, will it let me raid out when the ad's going on?
Miss Unfortunate says yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So I'm going to raid to Red the Panda with an underscore. Shaded red to red. Hopefully that's right. You can type in raid there, copy the raid message, and yeah. Let me make sure I pop in with my own raid. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and raid now. Hoping everyone... Yeah, okay, everyone's got the message. Why Twitch copy bot name? Okay, I'm going to raid in 3, 2, 1.
Miss Unfortunate says LMAO I did also mean Red's ads were running, I shoulda clarified.
Oh, I should probably end stream on my end.